It's time to get things going in Charlotte for IORA's biggest, highest paying race of the year. This is Charlotte Motor Speedway, and this is the race for our heroes 300, presented by Fisher Studios. I'm your host for tonight's broadcast. I'm David Croyd. Great to be back with you again. And this is the third time I've been at the virtual Charlotte Motor Speedway this week. We've got an awful lot of time, though, before things kick off. 7 minutes of practice and then 5 minutes of qualifying. You've joined early, and that's a good thing. We've still got quite a lot to go over as the night goes on. $75 to win this event, 300 miles and 200 laps, and this is by far the largest event this league has ever seen. We've never seen a race over 100 laps before, and that was even close at Daytona, let alone anywhere else. Not ever seen before. Right now, the 93 machine of Aiden Walker back on your screen, and many drivers you're seeing for the first time ever since Season 3 finish. It has been quite some time since IORA was on this channel, but with the biggest, highest paying event of the week on FTN. What a great way to come back. We've got a total of now 18 drivers registered for this session. Going back to River Page and Mason Moriarty, 16 drivers have taken the time already. Everyone getting geared up once again, and it looks like the 44 of Gavin Austin doing good so far, as Michael Cormetis is the top man on the board here with 6 minutes and 36 seconds remaining. Let's get that ticker right back up on your screen. The Thank the Heroes 300, presented by our friends over at Fisher Studios, a proud partner of this league and the channel on FTN, and it's great to have their support along the ride as the 93 machine gets back going. It is going to be, of course, Aiden Walker up in front, and from there on out, we're going to see guys like Jacob Wilkerson there, Braxton Whitaker going to be on there in the 51 machine, and Whitaker's timing and scoring bug a little glitch, but he'll be good to go along the way. Aiden Walker coming through one more time, and the 93 making it so. He's second on the board, only 45 one-thousandths of a second adrift to where he should be in that number 93. Not all too much to worry about so far. Still a lot of time to get warmed up, so a driver like Aiden Walker knows don't push it all too hard and find yourself on the wall as the race gets going. I do believe we will not have a fast repair tonight, or if we do, it will be only one. We haven't seen full confirmation on that one just yet, as Nicholas Ward just joins the session. This is going to be an all-star event between all of FTN's top drivers, no matter what the league is. It's contracted guys from the Monday night tour, the Tuesday night tour, and everything in between and throughout, meaning you're going to see many drivers for the first time and many returning in the same vein. Casey Bentz, it's been a while since we've seen him on this circuit, and the 36 for his first IORA race, looking to get it done in a red, white, and blue paint scheme. The big theme, well, as you might know, it's going to be patriotism here in Charlotte as the number 36 backs it down to the inside line. Casey Bent's going to make it in, and the number 36 coming down to pit road, 10th on the time and scoring charts as Aiden Walker puts himself back in position to get a few extra laps going. 4 minutes and 46 seconds remain here in practice, and it's been a while since we've covered each and every driver going through a lap. Josh Williams going to slide down the 00 machine, able to save it. It looks like he will be able to keep it going. And that could have been much, much worse. What a save that could have been. Still going to come up on the track, though, not hit anyone, and come back down into pit road. We've got a lot of time for drivers to test their limits. As it stands, all drivers that have taken a lap are only spread out by half of a second. That's not a bad gap to have, especially given the amount of drivers and the talent of these drivers. A very good spread overall, so not much to be worried about if you're one of these drivers. At the very least, you know you've got some good competition to work with, and of course, it can only go up from here if you are in the back, continuing to work through the 93 of Aiden Walker on your frame. And how about some guys making their debuts? James Bomar, he's back after a part-time tour in Season 3. Of course, Jacob Wilkerson, who's been tearing up the Full Send SuperSpeedway Series, finds himself in the 043 as Gavin Austin's going to be there in the number 44. Alexander Belair is going to be in 7th at the moment. It's Alex Anderson in 8th, and then Jacques Carter is in 9th. So Carter going to be going. The iRating limit is off for tonight. sprint event. And Nicholas Ward now on the track with River Page. Page, that number 24, gets a move on it, and he's going to be able to make it through it in the McConey setup shop number 24. Nicholas Ward, you have seen him if you raced, of course, in the Integrity Racing League in the Octane Series, but he's here for the first time on a Friday night in FTN, and it looks like all of FTN's leagues have come together for one big night. The 97 gets in the draft of the number 20. James Bomar looking to get some extra timing in before the race gets on its way. 3 minutes remaining here until we get qualifying on a roll, and with some extra practice going, it looks like we're gonna have to work through some timing and scoring stuff real quick. So we will be right back, and we'll put on the Fireball Talks nonstop system while y'all wait. Great to have you aboard for the first night of action here in IORA Season 4, prelude to the dream, and of course a dream to have y'all back. We'll be returning in just a moment live on FTN. Thank y'all for your time, and we will be right back.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series in officially licensed cars engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
This message is brought to you by the rebrand of Throttle Graphics and Designs. This publication may not be reposted without the authorized written consent of Throttle Graphics and Designs. NASCAR Camping World Ford F-150. NASCAR Xfinity Ford Mustang. NASCAR Cup Series Next-Gen Ford Mustang. Arca Menards. This has been the publication of the redesign and rebranding of Throttle Graphics and Designs. This message may not be reposted, republicated, or rebroadcasted without the authorized written consent of Throttle Graphics and Designs. Thank you, and thanks for your time.
And as we return to your live feed, gotta thank our partners on FTN as qualifying is underway, and we have returned after getting a few things switched up. Of course, timing and scoring, you saw Braxton Whitaker, his word mark was not correct and a few numbers were not as well. So with that in mind, we're gonna get this one going fair and square now as the drivers get back on their way. Nicholas Ward still on your screen as we continue to readjust stuff live on FTN. We should be good to go for the rest of the way. Great to get stuff out early. A few drivers we haven't seen in quite some time, and they've changed their look all around. So that being said, we'll be good to go here. The 97 machine pulling it down and in. However, still some guys are going. Let's see who makes it in first. Going to be Gavin Austin, who leads us here in qualifying as the number 44 machine heads on the track in the Thank the Heroes 300 qualifying session. 4 minutes remaining live on FTN to get your qualifying laps in. You can only get a total of 2. It's going to be a 2-lap dash to get it done in qualifying. So every driver going to be on their best behavior. Do not want to hit that that wall and find yourself done for. Just like that. That's certainly not what these guys want to see. So it looks like they're behaving, of course, as well as they can. Coming through once again, Gavin Austin on his way, and he's good to do it, as he's going to keep himself down to the inside line with 2 minutes now remaining. Gavin Austin finds himself scored in position number 4, and as they work their way down the back once again, he's going to get on the brakes here, and that looks to be his run. Just like that, works his way down and in, and he's now burning it down as Will Shack finds himself scored in 7th. It's going to be Michael Cormetis who spins for the top spot in qualifying, and even though he's on the top spot by 78 thousandths of a second, he's not going to get an extra lap on the board. Alexander Belaires jumps to first on the board by 3 1,000ths of a second. Vincent Guecci not too far behind in the runner-up spot. Going to be Jackson Carr in 3rd as Alex Anderson now jumps up behind the IORA paint scheme, and everyone wants a taste of the top. Casey Bent's going to be on his way for his 2nd and final time lap. What can a number 36 do? It looks like he will be able to do enough to get into the top dozen, but not much more. Cash Cope now going to be on his way in the number 1 machine, and Cope making it through with a special paint scheme of his own. Jacob Wilkerson now coming down the backstretch with 2 minutes and 30 seconds remaining, and the Thank the Heroes 300 just getting started. It's getting even more intense by the minute. We've seen many drivers jump now to the top. It's Alex Anderson up there. Will he stay there? That remains to be seen, as the number 43 works his way off the final corner once again. $75 on the line, and the number 43 takes it to the top by 2 1,000ths of a second. Take a look at that as the number 43 blinks out for a moment. It's Cash Cope on his way now in the number 1. What can this machine do? Let's find out. The number 1 now going to be able to put the power down. No other driver out on the track putting laps in. It's Josh Williams in 15th. Nicholas Ward jumps up to 8th. And Gavin Austin in position number 16. Jonathan Leisure now going to be on his way as well. It's a total of 20 drivers registered, as Cash Colt makes his way in to his first lap's timing zone. To the start-finish line, he makes it in. The 0-1 on your screen going to be an 18th. He still has a ways to go to make it all count as he works his way into turns 1 and 2. Cash Cope going to be scored in 18th position with 1 minute and 20 seconds remaining on the board. Your top 5 going to be including the 043, Jacob Wilkerson with Alex Anderson 2nd, Vincent Guecci 3rd, Alexander Balderas in 4th, and Jacques Carter in 5th. We got a debutant up in the top 5, and Jacques Carter is the number 028, makes it in. It's going to be Jonathan Leisure done with his first lap. That's going to put him all the way up into 19th at the moment. Not time for much else. Cash Cope takes it down and in. That just might be it for his run, as Gavin Austin, the number 44, looks to be done as well. Jonathan Leisure will be the last man to put a time to lap in, and as he works his way through 3 and 4, this is all he's got as the 028 machine works his way down to the final stretch. He's got 35 seconds left to put more 1 lap in. We'll see if he can make it around once again, as the first lap scores him in 19th once more. He's going to barely be able to make one more of it, as we will get your starting grid in your screen. It looks like qualifying all but over, as the number 28 not going to be quick enough to put one more down as it stands. The Mopar number 28 makes it in, well known for his awesome Dodge Mopar. Jonathan Leisure makes his way down to the start-finish line, and he will not be denied to make it for one more time to shot around, as the number 28 makes it in. Qualifying will conclude on the very same note. The 28 gets the final run in for qualifying, and that leads us to your 200 lap main event. So without further ado, let's get your starting grid for the biggest event of the IORA season. It is a Thank the Heroes 300 presented by Fisher Studios. Jacob Wilkerson going to be the top man on the board with a 30.169, and next to him going to be Alex Anderson in second with Vincent Guecci in position number 3. Going to be Alexander Balderas in fourth with Jacques Carter in fifth, and it's going to be Jackson Carr in position number 6 as Michael Cormetis finds himself in seventh. The spread between your top 10 guys going to be just about a 10 from Wilkerson, 30.169, down to Michael Cormetis having himself with a 30.295. Nicholas Ward going to be position number 8 with a 30.299, as Braxton Whitaker finds himself in the 9th position with a 30.355. 30.594. Position number 10 going to be occupied by Mason Moriarty, who has a 30.395 in that number 6 Ford Mustang. And in 11th spot, it will be Will Shack, the final man to take a time lap with the colors. There's still many more after him. The 35 there with a 30.445 as River Page puts himself in the top dozen with a 30.476. It's James Beaumont in 13th with a 30.495 as Casey Bentz on debut finds himself in 14th with a 30.520. Josh Williams going to be there in position number 15 in the 00, 30.59 for him as Cash Cope works his way around to be dead even with Josh Williams tied for 15th, but Cash Cope scored on outside of row number 8. Going to be Gavin Austin in position number 17, 30.608 for him as Aiden Walker is in 18th in that number 93 as Jonathan Leisure has the final time lap with a 30.884 and Jude Okafor in the 96 machine will score in 20th and last position here in qualifying. We're already getting on our way for time to laps in qualifying to be over. The race will begin. They're double file out in front, and we'll get a look at that right now. Your starting grid for the Thank the Heroes 300 has been set, and now it all comes down to these incredible drivers as the number 28 limps around in the back. It looks like Jonathan Leisure in his own frame right now. Let's take a look up front and see what is going on. It looks like now Gavin Austin seeing one guy go way down the running order. The rest of the field, however, is stacked up and ready to get going, and it's showing everyone's been preparing for this one all season long. It is go time for the driver, the number 43, as Jacob Wilkerson going to lead them in, and the green flag will fall on the Thank the Heroes 300, presented by Fisher Studios. Let's go racing in Charlotte. And out of corner number 4, it's going to be Jacob Wilkerson leading the way side by side with him. It's going to be Alex Anderson. Alexander Valeris finds himself in 3rd, and the top 3 running away as Nicholas Ward now finds himself picking apart. Yellow flags out for the first time just like that. Big hit, Will Shack, Jackson Carr, and James Bomar. And we are already under yellow flag conditions for the first time tonight. Let's find out just what happened here as the yellow flag falls for James Bomar on the second lap of this event. Omar in the 0-20 on his own, not for long, gets side by side with quite a few drivers here, goes down for the taking on Will Shack, and Shack's gonna hook him in, and that's gonna cause this first big wreck. It looks like Bomar gets away, but Will Shack gonna get tangled up with Jackson Carr, only one faster pair on the night, and because of that, big trouble for some guys very early on. We'll look back up live on FTN, but Will Shack going to be involved with the first yellow flag of the hour. James Bomar is as well, and he's still limping around the track with a big amount of trouble. James Wilkerson leads the way, and it looks like Jacob Wilkerson finds himself with Alex Anderson, Vincent Guecci, and Nicholas Ward. Ward climbs up from position number 8 all the way up into 4th already, and we're seeing some quick movers early on. Many drivers getting out of that front pack, trying to even make a breakaway from there as the mid-pack gets caught up in a big incident. A slide for Balderas, and he spins! He saves it, but he's going to hit another driver. Alexander Balderas, what was he doing? And he's going to cause a wreck under yellow. My oh my for the 0.95 to go around there. Lucky he didn't hit anyone. I'm not quite sure what he was thinking. Let's take it back 20 seconds and find out. He's getting his spots back, and he finds himself in the wall regardless. Look at that, goes shaking it, and he can't save it. Spins, everyone goes around him, and what a way to start the big race here in IORA. 4 laps in, a wreck under yellow. Thankfully, Alexander Valeris didn't hit anyone, and he's still there in 3rd, but that could have been much worse. Out in front, Jacob Wilkerson remains in position number 1 as the field works their way through the backstretch, and it looks like now drivers have come down to pit road. It's going to be James Bomar with Will Shack and Jackson Carr in, and so is Gavin Austin. And as Austin makes his way out, he'll be the first man with Jonathan Leisure to escape that incident. River Page appears to have started from the pit road, and although he has started a bit off of the pace, he finds himself already in 13th in that number 24. It is River Page now holding his own up in front. 13th spot as a few guys could not make the start. 18 drivers on the track as is, and 4 laps in, Jacob Wilkerson still holds the keys to the kingdom. The number 43 is out in front for now. We'll see how much longer he can hold on as the 043 works his way down and in. It's still 2 laps to go until the race gets back underway, and next time by should be the formation lap. Green flag will return at lap number 6, 4 laps in, and we have already seen a big time hit. How about that? And even then, under yellow, quite the incident. So with that being said, hopefully we can get it on a better start this time by. The first restart already going to be upon us after 5 laps of racing. It's Jacob Wilkerson in first, Alex Anderson in second, Alexander Balderas in third, Vincent Guecci position number 4, and then Jacques Carter in fifth. So not a half bad top 5 at all as the number 67 blinks out on your frame. We'll be good to go from here on out. Lap number 5, nothing more to worry about, and we should be able to get the racing back in session. 2 drivers have already taken their one and only one fast repair. That means if they get caught up in any other incident, that will be the night. Jacques Carter looks to have gotten disconnected from the session. The reason, I believe, is because his iRating was too low, and 5 laps in the top 5, Jacques Carter ejected and disconnected from this race. Hard luck for the driver of that number 19 machine. A great run in the making, of course, if he could have gotten it going. But either way, simply not going to be allowed. The situation is, and have it happen if you are under 1,500 iRating. So with that being said, Jacob Wilkerson out in front as the first restart will happen here and now. Let's get going from Charlotte once again as they work their way down and in. It's going to be Wilkerson leading the way. Restart number 1 already going to be underway here in IORA. Let's get back to the stripe, and this time, let's go racing for your first restart in America's home for racing. And looking further on back, they're already battling for that second spot. Going to be between Alexander Balderas and Alex Anderson. Nicholas Ward going to be side by side for 4th. He has the better of the 09 machine. And right now, when it comes to diversity in leagues, we got a member of the Full Send SuperSpeedway Series, member of IORA, member of Foral, and then member of the Integrity Octane Series. All the FTN's best drivers are coming out tonight, and they're racing real well. Side by side, Vincent Guecci is with Nicholas Ward, and Ward might be laying off the pedal a bit here. He clawed up very early, very quick, but 7 laps in, he finds himself side by side in the thickest battle in the top 5. Take a look further back, going to be Aiden Walker working his way down on Braxton Whitaker. Whitaker running in 9th at the moment in the TH Designs machine, and a new sponsor for the 51 entering season number 4, the IORA Cup Series, and representing TJ Hanley in his designs program very well, putting himself in a good spot at the moment, 9th position that is, as Aiden Walker works his way down to get that slot for the taken. They're going to be 3 wide right behind. That's going to be Bench, Gavin Austin, and the 55 machine there. Jackson Carr makes contact. Jackson Carr wiggles, and he's going to go around and around. Back of the field, Jackson Carr does lose position, loses traction, and he finds himself now second to last. Big time hit for the number 55 of Jackson Carr. Let's take an instant replay, find out what happened. And immediately already you can see there 3 wide contact with Gavin Austin. They shove. Jackson Carr does not get into the field again. Heads up driving from him in that regard, but he finds himself in a smoke show immediately thereafter. While he did save it and was better for the other competitors, certainly not better for the Gavin Austin machine who's gotten involved, and not better for Jackson Carr to take the brunt of the load. Jacob Wilkerson, 9 laps in, has himself a good advantage with Alex Anderson in second, Alexander Balderas in third, Vincent Guecci in fourth, and now Mason Moriarty in fifth, as Michael Cormetis has worked his way right by the number 97 of Nicholas Ward. Ward goes up high once again, and with 200 laps, what's happening here in lap 10 doesn't matter all too much, especially in the long scheme of things. You gotta make sure you're there at the end. Even if you have a great start, it can all be washed away with 1 or 2 big wrecks. Every driver in this race has 1 second chance. One faster man right now, one man might need it. That's going to be Vincent Guecci down and into the grass, saves it, and that could have been much worse. Almost comes up on Ward and River Page. Page gets loose, and it looks like he saves it, but he is continuing to go down to the apron with a lot of trouble. He goes up high, blocks the rest of his competitors, and what a save that was for River Page. As now Gavin Austin moves into 7th as they're 3 wide right behind, and Gavin Austin now going to see himself in front of James Bomar and Vincent Guecci. Bomar, no stranger to an incident already. As James blinks out, it's going to be the number 44 just ahead. Bomar, one of the only 2 drivers to have taken a fast repair so far, and River Page gets run up the track once again. The number 09 machine goes right down, and laying down the throttle, the 09 has himself a shot to keep it in there, and it looks like he just might. Quarter panel dancing off there. James Bomar stays up high. It looks like the 09 machine signals he'll go right down low, and they'll keep it dead even at the stripe. Either way, though, going to be a big wiggle for James Bomar, and this time it looks like he won't get lucky enough to save it. It's going to be Vincent Guecci, as a matter of fact, down around, and the yellow flag does not fly. Vincent Guecci goes spinning in the grass for the 2nd time, and this time around, simply nothing more that could be done. Let's take an instant replay, find out what just happened as Guecci goes around for a big slide, and he gets a door bang there. He spins it. Casey Bentz gets almost around as well, but the 09 gets the worst of it and finds himself in the grass 13 laps in. Many drivers experiencing some hardship. Not some damage, though, for Vincent Guecci. He should be good to go the rest of the way. He finds himself now 7 seconds adrift from Jackson Carr, and Casey Bentz right now keeps up with John DeLeisure as the rest of the field has begun to spread out, and that beginning has only Aiden Walker and James Bomar continuing to battle. It is Gavin Austin now making waves in 7th. River Page jumped out to 8th, but the final battle inside the top 10 for 9th has the number 93 down low, and then the number 020 of James Bomar there in 10th, fighting it up in the top spots down low. Aiden Walker goes. James Bomar keeps it honest there in the 10th spot, and nothing more they can do right now. As you can see, River Page now working it on Nicholas Ward. Ward sees Gavin Austin go right by him, and he's got the 97 and the 6 all up in his grill. Mason Moriarty goes up high this time by. Mason made a hard charge to the top 5, and it looks like it'll be all for naught if Nicholas Ward gets by him, and that he does. Ward makes it through in the 97 Coors machine, and for the first time, these two are racing each other. It looks like Nicholas has the better, but Gavin Austin unbelievably makes it in the top 5, and he makes it in one of the better known drivers in this community, and always known for being a fiery driver inside the cockpit. But right now he's playing it nice and smooth, and that beautiful number 44 machine, the stars and stripes are giving him one good time as he stays just within the battle for 4th. Alexander Balderas is only 1 second away from the lead, with Alex Anderson leading and Jacob Wilkerson still up in front. Anderson leading the battle for the runner-up spot, but overall Jacob Wilkerson from flag to flag so far has led them all. 17 laps in, been up in front for each and every one of them. Looking good so far for the number 43 machine as the burnt rubber racing warehouse machinery finds itself in the lead. Far from burnt out as the rest of the field continues to try to catch it. And it all becomes a game of strategy later in the going. Not quite sure who is burning their stuff up now or who is saving it for later. Now, Gavin Austin definitely losing time on Michael Cormetis. Last time by, he was about 1/10 of a second slower. So that might be an indication, if any, that the number 25 is starting to run his equipment out a bit further than the 97 or the number 44. It looks like Nicholas Ward caught back up to Gavin Austin, tried to make a move down the backstretch, thought better of it, and it looks like he'll wait for later to get that shot in for the top position. Up high he goes. Nicholas Ward finds himself right there with Austin once again, but now Gavin Austin with a bit of a slower machine than he expected, starting to work through the longer period of this tire run. 19 laps in, this second stint has lasted about 15 or so, and it looks like it's coming back to bite some drivers already. One man who is not feeling these side effects is Michael Cormetis. However, that number 25 up there in 4th has been able to put himself away from the 44 and the 97 as he works his way up through the ladder. Mikey now going to be just outside the podium. A one-time winner in Season 3 of the IORA Cup Series last season, of course, getting it done in Sin City at Las Vegas, but it has not been a dominating season, the likes of which he'd, of course, hope to have. He's got a lot of time to change things and perhaps get up in front, but as it stands, that number 25 machine still pretty far from the leading battle. Gavin Austin going to be in 5th, with Nicholas Ward in 6th, and Mason Moriarty in position number 7. Right now, it looks like 2 drivers down and out of this event in terms of winning contention. Jacques Carter, 2 laps down as it stands back on the track, but Will Shack is a total of 10. Just got back out after a 6-minute pit stop. He's in big trouble. We'll see whether or not they can fix that car and get it back going. He's used his one faster pair, so certainly has a clean one, but that's going to put him at a disadvantage as the night goes on. We'll see how big it plays into that number 35 as Jacob Wilkerson works his way through up in front. 21 laps of a masterclass so far, with Alex Anderson there in 2nd, Alexander Balderas in 3rd, and Michael Cormetis in position number 4. It's Gavin Austin right now inside the top 5, still getting worked over by the 97, and as these two work on each other, the 97 gets a big exit that time by, enough to get right to that bumper. Does the 97 go for it in that Coors machine? It looks like he could. Does he? No, he'll lay off the bumper once again, trying to force a mistake out of Gavin Austin, and so far Gavin Austin is held back quite well. Has not made a major mistake just yet. That's what you love to see as the Dodge Mopar keeps itself out in front of that number 97, or does it? Now it's going to be Nicholas going up high as a battle brews right behind. Mason Moriarty and River Page racing each other as well. River Page right down low. Mason Moriarty in the Ford Performance number 6 keeps himself in front, but not for long if the number 24 could continue to charge. No, there's going to be a man spinning. Nicholas Ward up the track and in the wall. No yellow flag. He's going to be out of racing bounds, and the yellow flag will not fly until now. Yellow flag is out for Nicholas Ward, and he either got spun by Gavin Austin or went out on his own accord. Not quite sure. Let's get an instant replay and find out some back-end damage to the number 97 of Nicholas Ward, and that brings out yellow flag number 2. And it looks like Austin gets close to him. They're running down the backstretch, and the 44 comes up, and I believe to see it, it was a bit of a hit on the 44's end. And how about that? Nicholas Ward goes down and around on that note. Let's take it back a bit further and find out once again. This is the back-end view that we're going to use for extended replay to find out who really caused this one. And down the backstretch, Nicholas Ward running the seam. Gavin Austin comes much further up. Yeah, he's going to take him out, that's for damn sure. And the 97 of Nicholas Ward gets the worst of it, and he's able to lock it up quite well. Back-end damages for certain, but otherwise is in a much better spot than he would be if he went violently spinning, controlled, and that would be good enough to keep on driving, as the 97 does have some on the rear. One faster pair. We'll see whether or not he opts to use it or if he'll stick out for the long run. So far, the long run has not been in play, so maybe you don't have to worry about that if you're the 97. You got a lot of time to get things fixed as Nicholas Ward comes down and in to pit road. This time by, the choice for him is apparently not to take that fasty. Let's look up in front. Alexander Balderas scored as your leader, 25 laps in, with Mason Moriarty in 2nd, River Page in 3rd, and Aiden Walker in 4th. Going to be Braxton Whitaker in position number 5, and Casey Bentz in 6th, as Jackson Carr holds on strong there in 7th. And just like that, the complexion of this race has shifted all over again. Alexander Balderas in the 95 machine leads the way, and he's one of the few guys who stayed out on the circuit. About half the field came in, about half the field stayed out, and looking at it, Josh Williams just exits in that 00 as Nicholas Ward remains to fix that back end damage. The leaders are come by, and 25 laps in, the 95 has himself in the place to be, position number 1. It could be the defining run for the 95's career here on iRacing, and wouldn't he love to come out with this victory. Now, leading the way as Will Shack gets his laps back, it's Alexander Balderas over Mason Moriarty, and then in that number 93, it is Aiden Walker in 4th. River Page finds himself in 3rd. But that being said, now 26 laps in. It's a ways to go, 2 laps to go until we get back under green. Your second yellow flag flies for an incident between Gavin Austin and Nicholas Ward. As it stands, though, Nicholas Ward is back on the track. Looks like some of that rear end damage has been fixed. One faster pair still in the tank, so it's better to have that damage and perhaps build on it as the night goes on by fixing with optionals than to take the faster pair early and get caught up in a wreck. Regardless, the number 97 going to work his way back up in front as Balderas in the number 95 leads the way. Moriarty second, River Page third, and Will Shack now appears to be on the lead lap. He comes down and in, so does Jacques Carter, and Jacques Carter slowly but surely makes it through. Careful with his entry. We've seen guys like Balderas, as a matter of fact, make a spin very early, and you don't want to make a splash as Jacques Carter pits again. And now, another confusing scenario. Looks like he's going to be held one lap down as Balderas leads the way. Not quite sure why that's the case. We still have 2 laps to go. And the 95 leads the way with now Jacques Carter being given only 1 lap back as he fades back once again. The 19 machine stays out of the lead lap. And on that note, Will Shack's dude continues to collect him. Not quite sure what the scenario is that caused that, but the number 35 is still going and he gets right by the field, does not hit anyone, and as such, we'll go to 1 lap to go without a hitch. We'll come back to green with lap number 27 in mind, as you have to go back to a guy like Nicholas Ward, the last man on the lead lap in 16th, all the way up to your leading man and Alexander Balderas as they form up once again for the double file racing. And 27 laps in, the number 95 of Alexander Balderas finds itself out in front. Second spot occupied by the number 6 of Mason Moriarty. Last season in the IORA Cup Series, Moriarty came home in the league's all-time closest finish as the winner. A total of 2 1,000ths of a second over the driver in the 99 of Chase Schaefer, and now has an opportunity to go at it once again. We're still, of course, far from the checkered flag here. Every driver has a good shot at it, but Mason Moriarty would love to add this to his collection of big cash wins. Perhaps his best known victory of all time in the iRacing event by IDK player, the NWP 400, the inaugural running, a $1,000 prize to the winner, and Mason was the man who came out on top in that event. And a little fun fact for those watching, I came 5th in that race. Close, but no cigar. That's the reason Mason Moriarty's out here racing for the victory, and I'm up here in the booth. Great to be up with y'all once again. Love to see IORA back in action, as now it's going to be Page pushing Balderas up in front of the pace car for the first time. The 95 is the control car in the Adobe Creative Cloud Machine. Let's see what he's got in order. The 95 gets on his way, and the green flag will fly for restart number 2 here in Charlotte. Balderas does not get a runaway start, but he gets himself clear nonetheless. Going to be River Page now working his way down for second. One man's going to be around almost. That's going to be Alexanderson, and he's going to be able to save it. And then gets in contact with Jonathan Leisure. They work their way back up the track and keep it going. Nicholas Ward appears to be a bit down on power as he sees both James Bomar and Michael Cormenis work at each other, as Braxton Whitaker now finds himself with that number 44. Side by side for your race lead, Alexander Balderas up high, and River Page going to take it right down low. Page for the taking has himself a run. They're going to be door banging off of the corner, and the number 24 has that race lead, but only by a smidge, as the backstretch battle will go in favor of Balderas at the backstretch's conclusion. Up high, they both run each other. Now Balderas finds himself leaving the door open for a third man in the equation. Now it's going to be the 93 of Aiden Walker down low, 3 wide for the lead. Then River Page blocks him, and at the line, River Page is back in front. 29 laps in to make it to your 30th, and the number 24 leads the way with Balderas slowly but surely fading back. Aiden Walker now going to get right up on him, and now it's going to be Mason Moriarty looking to make it a 3-for-1 passing equation. However, he'll stay in tow with the 95, and he won't let him go. The number 55 machine, now that's going to be Jackson Carr working his way into this one. Tries to fight to stay inside the podium. He's outside it now. What can he do? That remains to be seen. It's River Page leading by 0.2 of a second now, as Jacob Wilkerson, who led each and every lap until that yellow flag fell, now in 7th, trying to work his way through guys like Braxton Whitaker, as Whitaker holds on at position number 8. Side by side, it's going to be now Jackson Carr right there with the number 6, as Jacob Wilkerson mixes it up with Gavin Austin. Austin already involved with Nicholas Ward early in the going, and the Dodge Mopar number 44, well-known. Jonathan Leisure is the Mopar driver, but tonight it seems like the 54 is not here, but the 44 switches down to the Dodges as he finds himself in 7th, dodging the attack from the number 09. Vincent Guecci now goes deep and tries to find himself the lead. Does not have the place occupied, but he gets close as the number 95 now gets split 3 by Jackson Carr and Jacob Wilkerson. 2 PBR drivers split him and get it just like that. Now Balderas fades back even further. 32 laps in, and the Balderas machine works its way right back up the track with Vincent Guecci holding on in tow in that number 7 position. And looking further back into Braxton Whitaker there in 11th. Going to be Jonathan Leger in 12th. Casey Bentz now in 13th as Josh Williams is in 14th. Working with Jacques Carter as James Bomar battles now with the number 97. Damaged, however, of Nicholas Ward. Ward tries to make his way through once again. He's in 15th spot at the moment, and the rear end damage is still there from the incident with Gavin Austin. He'll have to hold on to the bitter end if he wants a shot at the win. Going to be a big block from the number 83 of Jackson Carr. Jackson blocks, and he's going to get an Alexander Balderas. Balderas saves it, and that's one hell of a save, and he makes it happen. Now Michael Cormenis goes up high, and these guys are racing like it's the last lap, each and every lap of a 300-mile race. It's entertaining, don't get me wrong, but Jacob Wilkerson goes down low and now finds himself in position number 1. This could be Wilkerson's race to lose the way things are going. That's the way it appears to go as River Page finds himself in 2nd. Aiden Walker is in 3rd. Alex Anderson's now in 4th. And Mason Moriarty is in 5th. Balderas got shook up on the tire there from the number 83, and that contact certainly has him losing a lot of pace lap after lap. The number 95 machine was up there for the leading battle, but now finds himself back in 7th. Still not a bad spot to be in with such the large amount of time we have here to adjust and adapt. It still seems like he's got a bit more to figure out, though, as it's going to be now Vincent Guecci down low on Jackson Carr as they make their way down and in. Vincent now going to be right there with that number 83. He'll have the edge as Jackson looks to get in the wall just a bit, as now Gavin Austin and Jonathan Leger, both your Dodge machines, look to make a Mopar train on the inside line, and that is exactly what they are doing. Up front, going to be Jacob Wilkerson in 1st. Now he's in his own frame. Going to be River Page there in 2nd. Look up high, though. Alex Anderson gets blocked, and they're going to be 3 wide for 2nd. Anderson inside the wall. Going to be Michael Cormenis in the lead of this battle if he comes down with the lunging ability. Michael Cormenis gets the bumper put to him by Alex Anderson, and it's no use. 4th to 2nd. Great move for the number 025, and now the 25 machine puts himself in 2nd. He gets by both Alex Anderson and River Page in one foul swoop, and he's on his way to bigger and better things. Anderson beats on that number 24 machine, and Anderson finds River Page doing the same. Certainly a lot of time to get aggressive, but it's no time better than now for these guys as the IORA Cup Series never disappoints, and tonight the action is packed on the track. Slicing, dicing, everything of the above. Alex Anderson now in 3rd as we look further back. The closest battles now going to be between guys like Josh Williams and Nicholas Ward. Ward gets by for 14th, and despite that damage, he still appears to be that much quicker than his adversaries in the back of the field. He's slowly getting it under grips once again, but now as the drivers in front of him begin to burn out their stuff, he's getting quicker in that Coors machine, looking to gain each and every lap around. Now in 14th, looking to chase down Casey Bentz, and in Casey Bentz's first all-time start here in IORA, making a good first impression, calm and collected in 13th, what you love to see as he continues to adapt to the racing environment here in Charlotte. Right now, going to be able to let Will Shack go. Shack is on a newer set of tire, so it does make sense. However, that's going to give Nicholas Ward that much more an opportunity to chase down the number 36. Battles all around. However, 2nd place is not by a resounding margin. The number 25 has Alex Anderson still on his tail as River Page fades back to 4th. And now Michael Cormenis holding on strong in 2nd as the sun sets in Charlotte. Good spot to be in, 40 laps in this event. But it's going to be Alex Anderson still on his back bumper like it's nothing. They work their way through once again. Only 2 cautions so far. And that number 25 machine, while having an advantage, knows that the 67 can come out on his own groove and perhaps make a major move within any moment here tonight. Right now, they come back to the stripe, and the race for our Heroes 300 far from over as the 43 leads the way. However, Michael Cormetis has to keep on battling to stay in second as Alex Anderson now works his way 1/10 of a second right behind. Does he go down low? This time through he does, but he follows Michael Cormetis, so nothing he can do as Jonathan Leisure now begins to work on the number 83. Leisure goes right up high and looking in his wheelhouse so far, that number 28 is, and Jonathan Leisure now up high to go down low, up, down, and around. The number 28 machine finds itself now in the 9th spot as he closes in on the Great 8. Jackson Carr going to be the last of which in that zone. Right now, the 83 defending like a lion. He does not want to let that position go to Leisure no matter what. We'll see how long this number 28 can last right behind him as he works his way down low. Once again, he will not be denied. And Jonathan Leisure now finds himself within that 10th side by side, though. It's going to be Alexander Balderas on Mason Moriarty. And now Balderas finds himself back in 6th. Jackson Carr also going to get by him, not without a bit of a rub. Now Mason Moriarty goes way up high, and they both get by, not without almost an incident, as the number 6 does keep his foot in it, and now has a big run coming down the stretch. He's right there, and Balderas going to try to cross him over, and that he does. Down low, the number 95 machine was not able to stick it, and Mason Moriarty goes in the thick of it to get the advantage. 43 laps in, a great pass by the number 6 machine. That's what you love to see here in Charlotte. Even though there's such a long way to go, these drivers want to win, and they want to win now, so they put their foot in whenever they can, and Moriarty gets it back on Balderas. Not to be denied, though, is Alexander Balderas, as now he has a good run off the backstretch. Jackson Carr finds himself now going right there with them, so Mason Moriarty might be fighting a losing battle. The way things are going, it looks like it's showing. The number 6 a bit slower that time through, as now the Braxton Whitaker machine finds himself in his own world. However, Nicholas Ward that time by one of the fastest drivers on the track, especially given the damage. He's faster than Balderas, Jackson Carr, Mason Moriarty, Jonathan Leisure. Actually, every driver outside the top 5, Nicholas Ward appears to be quicker than that time by. So he's gaining more and more, and there's bound to be a yellow flag sometime in the future. And how about that? As the number 95 machine works his way in, it's going to be big time door banging. Leisure is going to be in a big trouble as well. And Jonathan Leisure now spinning the yellow flags out as soon as we mentioned one. Jonathan Leisure, number 28, goes for a wild ride, and that brings out the yellow flag. Let's find out just what happened to this number 28 machine. Jonathan Leisure gets involved, and he will bring out yellow flag number 3, 46 laps in. Up high, Jonathan Leisure was. He goes down with Mason Moriarty, and James Bomar's right there, and Bomar was right with them, and then knocks right up to Leisure, and the hood comes off, the back bumper, and that one's as clear as day. Leisure got hit big, and nothing more that he could do. The number 28 goes spinning, and now going to be in a big trouble when it comes to trying to win this event. Winning could be out of the picture if strategy is not played perfect. The hood is magically back, and so is the front bumper, but Jonathan Leisure works his way down to pit road to get his service that is much needed, as Jacob Wilkerson finds himself out in front once again. 47 laps in, Alex Anderson second, Michael Cormetis third, and River Page there in fourth, as Aiden Walker's in fifth. Alexander Balderas is in sixth, and Jackson Carr is in seventh. The final guys in the top 10 are Mason Moriarty, Vincent Guecci, and Gavin Austin, and currently we do still have a total of 17 drivers on the track. Going back to Will Shack, who appears to have had yet another disconnection issue, and he was racing before the time of this yellow. They all come down to pit road once again for a race, and this time it's on pit road. Looks like Jacob Wilkerson opts to stay out. And now River Page leads these drivers back down and into pit road once again. The number 24 machine of River Page going to come down and in nice and easy. And we'll watch your pit exit camera to see who makes it out as the winner off pit road. Nicholas Ward comes in, so does Vincent Guecci as well. And now it's all down to the first race on pit road for a good majority of the field. All but 3 drivers appear to be out if they're on the lead lap. And 1 driver off of their pit stall already. Will they be able to make it out in front of the 09? That they do. It looks like Aiden Walker wins off pit road, followed by Gavin Austin, Vincent Guecci, Mason Moriarty, Alexander Balderas, Braxton Whitaker, and then it's going to be Casey Benz. And with that being said, just after that, it's going to be the driver in that number 24, River Page, who follows Jackson Carr. Pit road cycle all but complete as Nicholas Ward stays there due to damage. Josh Williams in the 00 gets on his way, and all so close to 50 laps in, Jacob Wilkerson has been the dominant man thus far. Still a long ways to go, but that PBR number 43 has been almost second to none throughout the entirety of this event. Might be good to go all the way, just about a quarter of the way through as a matter of fact, and that number 43 finds itself in the top spot. Second place held by the driver in the number 67, that is Alex Anderson. Third man on the board, finally in the podium, it is going to be Michael Cormenis as they work their way off the corner one more time. It's going to be 2 laps to go this time by under yellow, and then we get right back to the racing. We'll be back at or around lap number 51, and it is still held strong by the number 43. Jacob Wilkerson knows exactly what he needs to do to keep on running up in front. Just keep pushing, and right now he's pushed very well, has not found himself in trouble with any other driver, and keeping that clean air has been essential to getting the victory. Of course, still a lot of time to get that win, but as it stands, could be in for the taking. 49 laps in, and he's got an opportunity at the victory, the likes of which nobody else has seen. He's been the fastest guy overall. Pole position, has led the most laps, but still over 150 laps remain. You can't quantify a race based on its first quarter, and even though this one's been a bit longer, that all remains the same. Alex Anderson, second place. Michael Cormetis in third. And you got to go back to now Alexander Balderas, as Balderas finds himself the penultimate Atlanta lead lap. It's John DeLeisure back on the way. He's 3 laps into his stint, but still finds himself in 15th. Damage further repaired on that 97. Almost looks like new, and he is still not taking a fast repair telemetry showing that information to us well. So the number 97 might be able to contend a bit earlier than we expected. The composite bodies here in the next gens, they are much, much tougher than what we saw in the Gen 6. So even if you get a bit roughed up, you can compete racing and compete all the way. It's going to be the number 13 spot held by Nicholas Ward. Josh Williams is in 12th, and River Page just outside the top 10 as we head to lap number 50. And the 50th lap comes with Jacob Wilkerson out in front under yellow. Third restart of the night expected by the time we go green at lap number 51, and the iRacing official pace car has come out once again. Will Jacob Wilkerson get a rocket start, or could Alex Anderson on the old set of tire keep on going, or will it be the new guys now, because almost every driver in the field is on a new set? Will these be the guys who come up early and trade it off for a worse run later? That remains to be seen. It's right now the 43, 67, and 25 on a different strategy. The rest of the field came down and in, and they know what they're doing as a collective. It is all down to this restart as the sun begins to set here in IORA. It looks like the nighttime sky will be out by the time this one's over. Fisher Studios in the chat, welcome. Of course, Fisher Studios presenting this event, the Thank the Heroes 300. And I tell you what, Jordan, you're in for one hell of a race. We are far from over, and it's double file, 50 laps in. The racing has only just begun. Jacob Wilkerson has been the dominant man so far, and that's a synopsis through your first quarter, as lap number 51 due to be the beginning of something new. Let's get right back at it. Once again, it's going to be Wilkerson with then the 67 of Alex Anderson. Let's get to it. Green flag going to fall for the third time tonight. Restart number 3, led by the number 43. Green flag out once again here in Charlotte. Let's go right back racing. And they're wrecking already. Big time hit 67. Is it going to be a yellow flag? Not quite sure. They keep going. It looks like it is not. Alex Anderson in the grass, and we have no yellow flag to compliment it. Alex Anderson already found himself in that grass, and you can see it happen immediately on the restart. Let's play it once again for the moment of impact. Contact with Aiden Walker sends him into Michael Cormetis, and Cormetis disposes of him. Cormetis actually gets it back on the way. Nobody else gets hit, and because of that, no yellow flag. What a way to start that run. And now Cormetis finds himself in the 15th position with Alex Anderson, both trading places in the back of the field. As we look up in front, it's going to be Mason Moriarty trailing off of River Page, and then Jacob Wilkerson finds himself already 1 second ahead of Aiden Walker in second. Despite that big hit, the number 93 is still racing. Not without Vincent Guecci sticking his nose into the equation. Right down low, that number 09 machine goes, and it goes to show that despite that incident there, they're all keeping it straight. Vincent Guecci finds himself there in the third spot, and as they work their way on down, it's going to be Alexander Balderas here in fourth, and Gavin Austin in fifth. Jackson Carr in sixth, and Braxton Whitaker in seventh. And I tell you what, Jordan, how about at the halfway point we get you in for a special halftime interview in the race that you're sponsoring. We'd love to have you aboard from that point on. Still some great racing though, so we're not going to interrupt that action just yet. Down low, Alexander Balderas goes. He's in the seventh spot right now, going for sixth. And I'll tell you what, Braxton Whitaker looking really good so far. Perhaps his best run in IORA as it stands. Love to see a great ambassador for this league. He's been here since day one, and he continues to show up to each and every event. If you've been here since the beginning of the broadcast, he made the introduction video that you saw when we kicked this one off. No, Balderas going to go right down low. He gets involved with River Page, and now Braxton gets himself right in. Legends GTH saying no Thunder. That's Michael Cormetis, and Thunder finds himself out of luck. And we'll see whether or not Lightning can strike twice and get himself back up in front. And speaking of Lightning, Whitaker around, big time hit. Nicholas Ward, yellow flag is out once again. Now, Nicholas Ward might need that faster pair, and Braxton Whitaker involved in the incident. How about that? The yellow flag falls for the fourth time, and the motor's blowing on the number 97. Big time hit. Let's get an instant replay and find out what just happened. I can't believe what we've just seen. Nicholas Ward involved with Braxton Whitaker, Slinky and Chad as well, and Whitaker gets in there with Mason Moriarty, gets in then the number 00, and that's a huge hit for Nicholas Ward. Big time impact there. The motor blows, and it goes to show Josh Williams gets out much better. Huge hit for some drivers there. And I tell you what, that is the big one here at Charlotte. Braxton Whitaker gets a big bang on that front end, and 56 laps through, it's a huge hit that equalizes the field once again. That's your fourth yellow flag in 56 laps here. It's been an enduring one so far here in Charlotte, and we are still far from even the halfway mark. Nicholas Ward, it looks like he has lost control of one of his wheels. He's going to have to be very careful from this point on. He got damage fixed before, and the 97 had nowhere to go indeed. Nicholas Ward involved in his second wreck, and once again, simply nothing he could do. Braxton Whitaker involved in a ping pong match as Ward makes his way in, and it looks like he's going to get that faster pair. There's nothing that can be done with that car at this point besides taking your last chance offer. It's Jacob Wilkerson out in front with Aiden Walker in second, Vincent Guecci in third, Gavin Austin in fourth, and Jackson Carr in fifth. We have 18 drivers still running. Michael Cormetis able to avoid that incident and now finds himself in 11th. But if you look closely, he has damage as well. Very minor, it's on the hood. Very hard to tell, but if you get a hood shot on, which is what we are going to do, you might see a little bit of a crease on the right side compared to the left. You can take a visual analysis of it. The left side, it's all flush. On the right side, there's a bit of a crack where the air could go and slow down, put some more drag on that number 25. Very minute, but Michael Cormetis might suffer as a result. That remains to be seen. Michael Cormetis appears to be the fan favorite in chat right now. Slinky, Legends, and Fisher all discussing Thunder as the number 43 looks to be the man that could take Jordan Parker's money at the end of the night. The number 43 of Jacob Wilkerson leads the way with Aiden Walker in second and Vincent Guecci in third. What a way to go about for the first 57 laps. We are far from the end, and yet the intensity has ramped up. It continues to be quite the dicey show up throughout the field. The number 93 now goes down low, and it looks like he's saving fuel here, and that's a bit of an alternate strategy we have not seen just yet. And it looks like Michael Cormetis running with a bend on the toe link there. So how about that? Some damage. We'll see whether or not he comes down and chooses to fix it. He still has one more faster pair in the bank. And yep, he has not used that faster pair. He'll be good to go. And it looks like a 10-degree wheel shift. So if we look on board, let's confirm that. It looks like that is indeed the case. Compared to Casey Benz, dead straight right now. That is some damage to keep an eye out for. But with the faster pair still available and some optional damage that could be repaired, many drivers still have a shot. The Gaming Freak YT now in the chat, all rooting for Michael Cormetis. The fans are out for the number 25 machine, and stick around to the end. He's still got a great shot at it. He's a proven winner in this league, and he still has an opportunity to go down forward. And it's Slinky saying, I'd pit for the minimum damage without the fast repair. We've seen some drivers do that, such as Nicholas Ward, the 97. Eventually, it could come back to bite you. These drivers have been feisty all race long. 300 miles, and we've already seen 4 yellow flags. The result? Well, it's all because of drivers admittedly racing a bit over their head. We still have so much time to go. You really don't want to see drivers get wrecked out early with 200 laps and 300 miles. That's half distance of the Coca-Cola 600, and we have seen many racing incidents that have been just like the last lap. Gamerboy 815 coming in for Thunder. Michael Cormes getting the Go Thunder sign, and everyone giving their appraisal to the man in that number 25, Mr. Fan Favorite, the number 25 of Michael Cormetis, as the Michael Cormetis fan club appears to be joining in. And tell you what, love to have y'all here, and we've done some work on the Fan Cup Series before. Michael Cormetis, a big ambassador for sim racing in its flesh. Here to go, it's Jacob Wilkerson back on his way. Green flag follows for restart number 4 here in Charlotte. At the 43, Wilkerson gets a good start, double file, then on out. Going to be Vincent Guecci in second and Aiden Walker in third. Look at him go. The 93 for Norfolk Southern finds himself up high, and he's going to keep it right there on Vincent Guecci with Jackson Carr now there in fourth, and the red, white, and blue machines are now scored in a third, fourth, 5th, 6th, and down to 8th even. At 7th spot is a red, white, and blue machine as well. It's a sea of patriotism, and they're 4 abreast that time by. Big hit for Jackson Carr. Gavin Austin gets into him and gets into Balderas. Look at that. They're smoking up. Gaming Freaks here as well. And, well, it's Fisher Studios putting his prediction here, saying it really sucks that Chase Schaefer is not racing tonight. Rooting for Michael, they all are, but it looks like River Page is the man that Fisher's rooting for. He's a commentator on FTN by day, but by night, he's one of the best racers on this surface. An I rating of 4,000, and it looks like he finds himself up with the best of them, despite some damage from the Coney setup shop. And I'll tell you what, it's a very, very unfortunate thing Chase Schaefer is not racing. He painted this thumbnail that we had for tonight's event, a beautiful thumbnail, and I'm sure it's attracted quite a few you guys to come in. Right now, though, it looks like he's going to lay back. River Page does, as Jacob Wilkerson now in third. Vincent Guecci takes himself to lead of this race. Jacob Wilkerson now side by side for position number 2. It's going to be Wilkerson looking to get it right back as the number 93 for Norfolk Southern finds himself just outside the equation at the line. Wilkerson barely gets it, but Aiden Walker holds on steady. Don't count any of these guys out, and it's going to be now Alexander Balderas in 7th, Mason's in 8th, now Josh Williams in 9th, and look who's coming up through the field on the comeback train. Nicholas Ward wants out of this pain, and he's going to work his way right by the Josh Williams machine just like that. It's going to be Casey Bentz in 11th, and Michael Cormetis does still have that damage. He's running in 12th, but he has guys like Anderson, Leisure, Bomar, and Jacques Carter still behind him. Vincent Guecci leads the way 63 laps in, and for all y'all coming in tonight, it's a long haul, 300 miles, and I'd love to have y'all all the way. Now, Slinky, I know, came to the IORA Discord saying he's doing a race in this series. If you want to join the fun, get on iRacing, join our Discord server, and register if you have over 1,500 iRating. The Thank the Heroes 300 presented by Fisher Studios, a $75 run tonight. It has been a great show, and the Stock Car Racing League presented by Fisher Studios as well. You'd love to join any of the leagues we broadcast, be sure to join in the links in our description below to see what suits your needs. Live on FTN, 64 in, 64 out, and the driver of that 09 machine is still out there with now Aiden Walker on the back bumper, looking to get it done for position number 1. Does not work that time by Jackson Carr, stays in third. And Gavin Austin now finds himself in 4th. And I tell you what, for Bass Pro Shops, what could be more American than a Bass Pro Shop? The beautiful pyramid they have, and I believe in Texas, it's about the 10th largest pyramid in the world. It's not an ancient statue. It is for a Bass Pro Shops, and well, how about this? It's a hotel as well. What's next? Put a stadium in it? Well, I believe at one point they actually had one. It was a basketball stadium as far as I remember, and that's just how it came down for Bass Pro Shops and the iconic pyramid. That structure as American as it can get, and Charlotte, the red, white, and blue as well, all around this track, the home of the Coke 600, and right now, home to Alexander Balderas and Jacob Wilkerson, who battle for the final spot inside the top 5. Right down low, going to be Balderas taking it. Jacob Wilkerson makes it into 6th, and now River Page comes down to the backstretch. It's 8th spot for Mason Moriarty as well, with Nicholas Ward now in 9th, and Ward tries to make the move on the number 6. He knows that anything could go wrong. He's seen quite a few incidents already. You don't want to get caught up if you are already down on your fast repair. The 97 is, and so is the man in 2nd, Jackson Carr, who is in position number 2, finds himself just outside of the lead. Aiden Walker is in 1st right now, but only by about a 10th of a second. How about this? And we're going to get Fisher Studios himself, and Jordan Parker will come in at lap number 100 for a halfway interview, so stick around for that. Alexander Balderas, though, runs right down low with the number 43 of Jacob Wilkerson right there. And look at this. It is the 97 award looking up high. Double file racing. Let's look off the back bumper of the number 24 in River Page and see what it's like from the driver's eye. Right down low, Mason Moriarty almost makes it happen right there. That could have been close. And it looks like River Page does hold on, but not without some feisty competition. Mason Moriarty gets the run right down the backstretch once again. Mason finds himself just behind the number 24, and now doing it again. The 24 gets that run off the inside line and is able to burst away. It's Nicholas Ward side by side with Alexander Balderas. Ward up high, Balderas right down low, and the 95 machine keeps Nicholas honest. No contact this time through, and it is indeed great racing, Gaming Freak. I'm sure these guys are now settling in. 69 laps. It's been a nice race for sure, but there's still a lot more action coming your way on FTN. Balderas going to concede, and Nicholas Ward will take the lead of this battle with Mason Moriarty, position number 6 in the number 6, just outside of the top 5. River Page going to be in 5th, Vincent Guecci 4th, Gavin Austin 3rd, Jackson Carr in 2nd, and Aiden Walker now in the lead. What looked to be the race to lose for the driver in lap number 43 has slowly but surely found itself further and further behind. And look at them go. Top 3 remain up in front by now, a gap of over a second, and Aiden Walker seems to be the best of the best. Now, one thing we will mention with all this time still going, Aiden Walker leading, but Jacob Wilkerson, the dominant man, has faded a bit off the pace. The reason why? Conditions in iRacing, they do change. As the sun sets, the track temperature gets warmer, the track conditions become a bit different, and if you're the best man before the sun sets, you won't be the best man at the end of the night. It's as simple as that. So while Jacob Wilkerson was phenomenal to begin with this one, simply was not able to keep it going, and now find himself just inside the top 10, hanging tough. He'll have to make some adjustments though, because it seems like the way he's driving it from the sun shining is not working out. Alexander Balderas now in 8th, fighting with River Page, goes up high. River Page does, and Nicholas Ward gets blocked by Mason Moriarty. Quarter panel tap him there, and Nicholas Ward goes right down low, and he wants to signal to get by. Now, H Gamer Boy, you mentioned you don't have iRacing. Now, every year at the end of the year, we give out iRacing codes if we get them from iRacing. Last year, we got 30 iRacing codes and gave them away to some drivers you even see in this field today, and we are planning to do that again. I go up to Watkins Glen each and every year on the calendar, and usually the boys at iRacing give us something special for all the fans, so stick around on FTN. We give out iRacing codes at the end of the year, and we'd love to give out some more to you and all those who want to get in to this great simulator. iRacing, as most accurate simulator that you can get, the most accurate that money can buy, will give out a 3-month membership for free. So long as you pay for the content, you'll be able to race with the best of the best on FTN. Mason Moriarty looking to be one of the best right now as Nicholas Ward slips up to 7th, and Alexander Balderas finds himself running dicey as they come down the line all over again. The sun is setting in Charlotte and conditions are changing. And look at this, up high, the 97 goes. Alexander Balderas right down low. These two are battling as fierce as they can get. And look at this, Mason Moriarty gets in the wall that time by River Page down low, and River keeps himself intact. 5th spot held by the number 24, and Mason Moriarty right now in 6th. They're swapping back and forth like it's the last lap. Now Balderas gets it over Nicholas Ward, and every driver has their own strategy here. Some guys laying back, some guys pushing forward. Look at that. Charlotte, the place to be here for NASCAR. And I tell you what, Kansas is a bit too far from me. I'm a Northeast guy. If I wanted to go to a race besides Watkins Glen, it would probably be Indianapolis or Charlotte. Of course, the Coke 600, a big race every season, and a perfect fit the gap moment for Alexander Balderas. That's what it's all about. That was precision. You don't see something like that all too much on iRacing, and you don't see it all too much from Balderas. That was a phenomenal move, and it gets him right by Mason Moriarty and keeps him right in front of Nicholas Ward. That's exactly how you have to treat the car if you're in that number 95 machine. Each and every move matters, and he made it all work out on that move off of turn number 2. Down the backstretch this time by, and the number 95 has the edge over Nicholas Ward. It's Mason Moriarty there in 8th, and Jacob Wilkerson in 9th. Josh Williams in the 00 holds on fiercely as Casey Benson, the 36, now finds himself just outside the top 10. Every driver that started this race is still going. Aiden Walker leads 77 laps in. 0.5 of a second off, it is Jackson Carr, and as they work their way through, it's Gavin Austin there in 3rd. As the sun is setting, the sky in iRacing has become a bit of an orange hue. It's the 44 looking to get up there for the lead. It's been a great race for Gavin Austin despite some incidents early on. Austin on pace is in 3rd and now has a lap machine right behind him. It's Vincent Guecci there in the 4th spot, River Page in 5th, and Alexander Balderas in position number 6. Casey Bent fades back a bit on time that time by, but now seems to be getting into a bit of a better groove. The number 95 of Alexander Balderas holds on strong in position number 6, and it looks like now guys are settling into their long run pace. Only took us about 70 laps, but now 30 laps into this stint alone, they're all sitting pretty here in Charlotte. Aiden Walker leads it by 7/10 now over Jackson Carr. Vincent Guecci in 3rd. It's going to be now Vincent Guecci fading to 4th as the Gavin Austin machine has pressure from the 51. Braxton Whitaker, as it stands, is in the 18th position, 9 laps down, so it's going to be a tricky one for him to get this win. However, as he keeps on racing, you can only get closer to the checkered flag with time. If you can bide your time, log your laps, and eventually find yourself out in front, you'll be in a very good position to perhaps get it back, and the number 51 machine knows he wants to do that. A day 1 driver here in IORA finds himself in dead last, but I don't think it's going to be all too bad for him for much longer. He's a good driver, and he's been showing it all night long. Got caught up in between a rock and a hard place, and he still has a fast repair to boot. Looking up in front, though, Gavin Austin now going to be right behind Jackson Carr. Jackson Carr in the 2nd spot, only about 0.2 of a second away from that number 44, and it looks like Jackson Carr has a bit more pressure as well. It's both the driver of that number 83 and the driver of the number 44 being chased by Braxton. They both have to keep pushing. 81 laps through, and it's the number 44 out in front. River Page in the 4th spot with Vincent Guecci in 5th, and Nicholas Warden and Alexander Balderas go side by side once again. I'm dialing it in, backstretch battling. Nicholas Ward has the edge, and Alexander Balderas goes right down low in that number 95, then goes back up high once again, using that middle groove to his advantage. And off of corner number 4, Nicholas Ward gets it inside the 6th position, and now Nick finds himself just outside the top 5. Alexander Balderas has been battling very well all night long, and let's ride on board with that number 95 to see what it is inside the cockpit. And working down the back, you can see Vincent Guecci now in frame for both Nicholas and the number 24 River Page. These guys have been fighting as well as anyone could be. The mid-pack has just about the best battle on the night. The 95 machine makes his way through. Max, the cool in chat as well. Thank you for stopping by. Great to see Max here as well. The Fisher Studios crew, the Michael Cormenas crew, all of the above coming in the chat to have a real active experience. That's what we love to see. Great to have y'all here. And as we continue to battle, no battle for the lead. The rest of the field, though, is undecided. Nicholas Ward now fighting for the 5th spot as the 09 of Vincent Guecci holds on to keep that spot at least for the time being. How much longer can he hold on? We will find out as they work their way off once again. The 97 now is in 5th, and he's looking to chase down River Page just like that. Page just outside the podium. Nicholas Ward makes it inside the top 5, and as they all slice and dice in and out, it has been one hell of a show thus far. The number 24 of River Page just outside of your top 3. The podium places have yet to be decided, and it is evident that it is still all up in the air. A big toss-up for every driver right now as the number 24 of River Page holds his head up high. He's in fourth. Gavin Austin is in third, and he's now right on the back bumper. Braxton Whitaker is, as they all keep it moving off the edge. Jonathan Leisure gets lapped by the number 93, and the 28 now gets in a bit of trouble as he finds himself the first man put one lap down on pace. Next man would be James Bomar. Bomar, as is 21 seconds off of your leader. However, Leisure finds himself way far off, and it's clear that Fisher Studios a big fan of River Page here tonight, but Nicholas Ward coming in hot, and the number 97 showing his prowess here as he gets a big move on that number 24. They all go slicing, they all go dicing, and 86 laps in, it is far from complete. Nicholas Ward putting up a great run for the Integrity Racing League, the one and only member of that league racing here tonight. Unfortunately, we could not have Jacob Fife waiting and racing with us. It looked like it couldn't work out with his schedule, of course. Being a father now, much more important than a sim. We 100% get that, but great to see that Nicholas Ward, one of the best in the Integrity Octane Series, is here representing the number 97 once again. He finds himself just outside the top 5 now. It's going to be a shuffle though. Whitaker and Leisure and contact. Big time hit. Big time hit for Jonathan Leisure, and he finds himself right down low as River Page sees another man go down. Big hit, and another few go in. Nicholas Ward, contact with Balderas and Guecci, and the yellow flag flies once again. And how about that? A big wreck, and that one spiraled out of our view. Let's find out what caused it. Now, I saw that River Page made contact with Jonathan Leisure. I think that's what kicked it off. 2 lap machines going so slow. And then, big hit for Page. Then it was Leisure who was kicked off. Page hits the 97. Then River almost goes down around. Nicholas Ward gets into the 09. And the 09 and Guecci able to come back up. And it's a side swiper for Nicholas Ward. Not sure how big that is. Alexander Balears contact. Vincent Guecci contact. And River Page gets a pounder on that front end. Even more than what he had before. So for the Maconi setup shop number 24 machine, things go from decent to maybe not just that. He's still in fourth as they come in. Big time shuffle, and it's going to be Nicholas Ward spun by Vincent Guecci. And just like that, the 97 has been given revenge. And I'm not quite sure why. That's a bit of a dicey one. I'm not quite sure if the 97 are responsible there. I would say if anything, the lap machines caused each and every one of those incidents individually in both the number 51 and the number 28. So that's a bit of a surprising move. And that was a great save by River Page, I'll tell you what. But the damage is not great to have at all. Nicholas Ward gets back on his way. And we've got revenge here on the circuit. The number 43 of Jacob Wilkerson down and in and tempers flare in Charlotte, and the 97's been given a workload. Aiden Walker wins off pit road from Gavin Austin, Alexander Balears, Jacob Wilkerson, Mason Moriarty, Josh Williams, Michael Cormetis, and then Alex Anderson, and then Casey Bentz now scored in 9th. It's been a tough day for some of these drivers, and 89 laps in, the 93 still finds himself out in front. That one was big time dicey. Gaming Freak, Fisher, Studio Slinky, Nuria Roca, all in chat right now. Can't believe what just happened. The number 44 of Gavin Austin goes right up high, and now slicing through, that's Will Shack. Jacques Carter disconnects again. He's been having quite a bit of trouble in that number 19. He's still racing, but he's disconnected several times under yellow. So we'll find out why that's happening later on in the show, as Will Shack now going to be in 17th. He's continuing to get laps back. The 93 of Aiden Walker finds himself out in front as they come down to lap number 90. That's going to be your 5th caution of the night after your longest stint of the race. We go back under yellow, and 89 laps in. It's been a long haul here in Charlotte. 89 laps have gone by in just about an hour, and it was Aiden Walker out in front. What about that one? That wreck just kept on going. Absolutely the case in that circumstance. Quite the wreck we saw there in Charlotte when it looked like it would only be 2 drivers. It looked like it would become 3, then 4, then 5. And it looked like at that rate it would have caught many more. Thankfully, they pulled it down to the inside line, and even on pit road, we saw some tempers. Nicholas Ward now held for 1 lap, it appears. Jonathan Leisure comes down and in as Jackson Carr makes his way in for the 13th spot. River Page right now actually looks to be in a better scenario than we expected. He got some front end damage repaired, so he'll be good to go. 90 laps in, it was some damage, but it looks like he's fixed some off of pit road. The night sky is shining here in Charlotte. The lights are out, and after the sun has fully set, it's all about the lighting, and the nighttime will bring a much different race. Almost halfway in this event already, and the number 93 machine of Aiden Walker looking ready to lead them back for your 5th restart of the night. It's Gavin Austin in position number 2, then Alexander Balderas in 3rd, Jacob Wilkerson in 4th, and to round out your top 5, it is Mason Moriarty. Let's get right back to it this time by the iRacing official pace car backing in. Let's get right to it here, and now Aiden Walker will lead the 5th restart of the night. And take a look at that. Aiden Walker gets the jump. They're double foul from then on out. Jacques Carter, the only retiree, he's had quite a bit of trouble. Not sure what's going on with that number 19 machine. He's now laps down again. He did blimp in and out as Jacob Wilkerson goes diving for the lead, and now they're racing for it all over again. The number 93 machine leads the way, but not without some contention. It's the 2nd spot held by Gavin Austin as the line comes through. It's the 44 and the 43 working their way in. And Josh Williams finds himself in 4th, but look who's now in 5th. The fan favorite in Thunder finds himself in the top 5 as River Page for FTN finds himself in 10th. Side by side, they are way on back. As you can see, that number 36 at Casey Bench tries to get to Guecci. He cannot, but River Page does run up high on his own. Lonely running that number 24 machine is, as the Mason Moriarty machine finds himself still intact. He's trying to chase down both Jackson Carr and James Beaumont here, and 93 laps in, they find themselves very close to each other. They're fighting for the 7th spot. James Beaumont has it. Jackson Carr, you know, he wants it, and it's going to be a big runoff there for the number 25 of Michael Cormenes. Tries to split the middle. Alex Anderson gives him room, and he'll make it through, but not without some contention. The 67 tries to get in as well. Quarter panel tap just once, nothing major, and at lap number 93, the 93 does indeed lead on his own frame, but Michael Cormenes leads a big pack, and they're 3 wide, multiple rows deep. It appeared for just a moment. Anderson to the wall, that time by River Page up high, and now the sea of red, white, and blue machines are all coming to a head now, but half the guys have taken at least one fast repair, so that's bad news as the number 24 gets right through. Now the Gavin Austin machine, number 44, finds himself in the 6th spot, side by side. That could have gotten much worse as they come off of the corner number 4 once again to make it lap number 25. It's getting dicey here in Charlotte, and it's evident that it's going to become a bit more contentious as the race goes on. Up high, River Page takes it once again. Jackson Carr is there in position number 7. They're side by side battling off the corner. Alex Anderson slices up high, and it looks like the number 67 holds on strong there in 8th as they all come through. One man blinks in front of him. That's going to be Josh Williams. And while Williams is there in the 4th position, he could be in trouble nonetheless. 95 laps in, Josh Williams is going to make it lap number 96 there in 5th as the leading pack goes as follows. It is Aiden Walker in 1st, Jacob Wilkerson in 2nd, and Michael Cormenes there in 3rd. Top 3 drivers separated by 1/2 of a second here. They all come through time after time with different lines all apiece. One man up high in that middle of the pack, that's going to be Jackson Carr. And as they come through, the number 44 of Gavin Austin comes out of the corner to try to make it split. And he'll go down low for the position as Logan Lax joins in, this time by on a different account. Nicholas Ward done for the night, 5 laps down. And that will be it for the number 97. Unfortunately, to see your 2nd retiree of this running. 16 drivers remain, however, going back to Braxton Whitaker and Jonathan Leisure on the lead lap. Leisure, however, has some major damage despite using a fast repair. And looking up front once again, it is contentious in the top pack. Jacob Wilkerson only 1/10 of a second behind Aiden Walker as they all come through in and out. The number 93 of Walker finds himself so close in the Conrail machine to getting away, but it's always coming back and forth, reeling him in. It is the number 43 of Jacob Wilkerson. Every time they go in, it just seems like the 43 gets the opportunity. He can't go for the lunge, though. It simply is too much room by just an inch or so, as Michael Cormenis now sees many drivers coming his way. River Page, Gavin Austin, Josh Williams, and it looks like James Bomar all making their way through as River Page makes it back to the top 5. One man goes up high, Jackson Carr once again, and 99 laps in, our halfway interview with Logan. It's going to be coming up very soon. Not Logan Lax, my apologies. It's going to be Jordan Parker, and we switch up some words there. Lax, Parker Racing, they're not in IORA just yet. We might see them in the future. Who knows? The Fisher Studios crew continues to expand here on FTN. As we come to lap number 100, it's going to be Aiden Walker out in front of the entirety of this field. Halfway in, and we've got a yellow flag once again. Let's find out what happened before we find out when we get the interview. Alexander Balderas involved this time by. Let's go back and find out. And the instant replay for Alexander Balderas, 100 laps in. Logan Lax saying he's raced with 4 of the top 5. And these guys are very common as, no, it's Vincent Guecci who spins. And Guecci gonna come up the track here. And Vincent is slipping, sliding, and then it looks like he goes right into Balderas. That is vicious. And that was in no way meant to be a multi-car spin. How about that? The number 09 of Vincent Guecci hits him pretty violently, and it looks like he just lost control in that 09. Alexander Balderas, big time tap. How about that instant replay once more? And he comes up, destroys Balderas, and 100 laps in, halfway into this race, we're under yellow, and that's perfect timing for our interview with your primary sponsor on the night. Take a look at that. Vincent Guecci ailing in that number 09 machine as he continues to keep it driving. It's Aiden Walker leading the way. How's about we get an interview with your sponsor? I'm hopping in the broadcast booth right now to get a word with who else but, well, Jordan Parker and the owner of Fisher Studios. Tonight has gone phenomenally so far, halfway through this race, and so far, a lot of action and excitement for all the viewers. It's Fisher Studios' own Jordan Parker. How do you feel halfway through this race?
I feel really good. You know, racing's been exciting. Enjoyed to watch. Doing some little FTN loyalty with River Page tonight. Yeah, no, but the racing's been good. I've pulled all these guys in here to watch the race. A lot of them said they wanted to hear my interview, so I pulled them in here for that.
Well, great to hear that now halfway in, and tonight's a big one for IORA. $75 on the line, courtesy of your sponsorship here. So what do you think that's going to mean to these drivers? It's so much for one race.
Well, I got to go back to when you got me the invite to SCRL. You know, none of this could have been possible with you getting me into HRHL, Integrity, IORA, SCRL. All of that could not have been possible to you. So the $75 I threw up for tonight is only happening because you got me one invite through Fireball Talks NASCAR. But yeah, it's a bigger step for me. You know, it's a lot of people might know I've expanded my partnership with FTN and Fisher Studios together. So we're making a lot of big moves, and it's been very, very meaningful. So I really can't thank everybody enough for all of the support, and especially you too.
Well, it's been great to see, and so far still a long ways to go. So River Page seems to be your pick for tonight. He's running in 5th right now. How do you think it's going to play out for the man, this number 24?
If he can keep his nose clean for a while, I think he'll have a very legitimate shot at the win. But you know, it's a race about, you know, keeping your nose clean, trying to stay in it as long as you can, kind of like what I do in SCRL. It's a very demanding kind of race. It's the longest one that anybody ever does all year long. So yeah, if he just keeps his car clean, you know, I think he's got a shot. Anybody has a shot at it. You know, 2017 Austin Dillon won it on a fuel strategy, so anything's possible.
That is for certain. Now, with that being said, 1 lap to green before we get this race back on the way. No, it's going to be 2. We have a bit more time than we expected. So with that being said, when it comes down to it, you and IORA, this is the first time you guys have put something together. So what's it going to take to keep this partnership going?
Well, the relationship that I've built with IORA already has been great. So I think going into maybe even next season, I've got 3 cars entered with Fisher Studios as a primary going into next season with IORA. River Page is one of them. Alex Anderson and even Chase Schaefer are just a list of the few next season in IORA that are gonna be supporting Fisher Studios. So it's A lot of stuff is in the works in the behind the scenes, and I can't wait for everybody to see what happens.
And we can't wait to see it as well. Now, we're going one lap to green this time by. So that being said, any final thoughts, any final words? Oh, we got a wreck. Oh, no. Alexander Balderas, what's going on here? Oh, man, we just caught something on the feed here. But heading it back to you, someone just went sliding, and they are not happy in Alexander Balderas. So with that being said, temper flaring, action-packed racing. Any final thoughts before we leave this one off?
Guys, just enjoy the race. If any of the drivers are watching, race hard. I didn't put this up just for fun. I put it up because it's a meaningful race and it's a meaningful weekend to support our veterans and support the ones who are with us and support the ones who we've lost. So just have a lot of fun, guys. Stay clean, keep the tempers low, and enjoy the entire weekend with your families.
And absolutely, that's what we love to see from the number 65 in the Stock Car Racing League Fisher Studios Truck Series, the owner of Fisher Studios. It is, of course, the proud partner of the Thank the Heroes 300. Thank you, Jordan Parker.
Thank you much for having me, man.
And there we have it. Parker going to be back on his way as we get this back live. Now, this is an instant replay of just happened with Alexander Balderas. As you can see, he got it a bit loose off a corner, and he's going to now find himself in 15th. Luckily, nobody else got hit, but that could have been much worse. We all keep it going nonetheless, and Logan Lax with the reaction there. That's a big whoa moment. Thankfully, nobody else gets caught up in that scenario. So let's get back to it once again. It's Aiden Walker leading with Jacob Wilkerson there in second, Michael Cormenis in third, and James Beaumont in position number 4. We've already gone more than halfway through this race. It is our 5th caution of the night, and let's get back right at it once again. As it stands, only 2 retirees on the night. The rest of the field still has a chance. Let's get back at it this time by the number 93 machine of Aiden Walker leads the way as the green flag will fly for the first time after our halfway mark. The green flag led by Aiden Walker will fly once again. Let's get going here again from Charlotte Motor Speedway. And it's going to be a big move for Aiden Walker to stay out in front at the moment. Finds himself in that lead. Right behind him going to be Jacob Wilkerson in second. First, second, and third right now on the hunt. And they're putting up some very good runs so far. James Beaumont going to be there in fourth. It's going to be River Page in fifth. And as they all slice and dice it through, Josh Williams now going to be in sixth as they go side by side by side. Every driver in this top 5 wants a piece of that successful pie, and it looks like they're all going to take one. All of these guys now double file. A big move up top for Jackson Carr, and as he makes it up higher, it looks like he's going to try to put himself in the fire. Nothing so far. If Gavin Austin can get to him, and that he does, working their way down the backstretch once again. One lap till the lap 94 to go mark, and 106 laps in overall. It has been one hell of a show. Gavin Austin having a great run so far. Got involved with a very early incident. From there on out, he has been clean and consistent, has hit his marks all throughout, and now finds himself in a prime position to perhaps get it done for his number 44 operation. It's a possibility, maybe not a probability just yet, but he's now working his way through trying to get by Gavin Austin, of course, with Jackson Carr, Mason Moriarty in the same vein, and Casey Bentz. Casey, in his first ever IORA race, finds himself now thick in the battle. He's there in that number 36 machine, hopping in and out of the top 10. That time by Alex Anderson gets through, and so does Mason Moriarty. Mason Moriarty now in the 9th spot with 93 remaining, as the leading battle is once again very, very close. Your top 3 go as follows. It's going to be Aiden Walker, then Jacob Wilkerson, and in third it will be Michael Cormenis. Cormenis working his way right down the back straightaway, finds himself in the podium now, and even though he had damage very early on, he has taken his faster pair, and now they're roughing it up right behind him. Williams, Omar, and River Page. Look at this, the number 25 machine of Michael Cormenis now just behind the 43 and the number 93. These two have been running very well all race long. Aiden Walker's been more controlling in the second half. Jacob Wilkerson, your pole sitter, had it in the first, but now Cormenis looking to be the third man in the dominant ring as he finds himself coming down the string at the same speed, getting up to speed to over 175 miles an hour down the backstretch. These next gens, they are quick and they are durable. After that most recent incident, Casey Bent's going to go almost down to the inside line, and that he does. He saves it, not in the grass, but as we were mentioning him, Alexander Balderas, despite the incident and the major impact back Racing, and he even wrecked under yellow for the second time tonight, but he's still going strong. Despite that, he has led some laps. He has now found himself back up there inside the top 15 and continues to race as hard as he can. Braxton Whitaker now only one lap down. He'd only need one more yellow flag to perhaps get the opportunity to make it back up in front. It's Aiden Walker leading by 1/10 of a second with only a total of 90 laps to go. Michael Cormetis is in third with River Page in fourth, and now it's going to be Jackson Carr battling with Gavin Austin. Austin now makes it up into seventh, and for a driver in that number 44 machine, this Dodge Mopar will not be denied. The number 44 has been as high as the third spot all night long, but has not been able to climb that plateau and find himself in the leading battle. Well, now it looks like there might be a shot as the number 44 runs off a corner exit. He might have himself an opportunity, but Josh Williams chases him as well, and they all come through and through at the same pace. It's James Bowman right now in that number 20 machine, looking strong. Not much more else to say. Fifth spot, and it's going to be one man wiggling way off. That's going to be Jackson Carr. That will give Josh Williams the opportunity, as Gavin Austin was already ahead of it. The number 00 gets close. No cigar on 112 laps in, 89 remain, and your top 10 is entirely a single file track as the number 43 of Jacob Wilkerson tries to get back in the first position, as everyone's gotten reset on their tire strategy once again, and they all appear to be on the same run. It could be dead even tires that are the big advantage for this number 43, as he has an awful lot of pace. Once again, as they come through 3 and 4, a beautiful camera angle there will show you they are all on the same page of thinking. Besides maybe James Bomar. Bomar goes up high once again. He's trying something different each and every time they go through 3 and 4. Does not work that time by for gaining a spot, but momentum does prevail, and now it looks like River Page will test out the theory in 1 and 2. Almost gets cleared off of the entry, but on exit he'll get right up to Michael Cormetis and maybe make a run at the fan favorite so far in tonight's event. Even Logan Lax now on the side of that number 25, as the 24 goes right down low. Michael Cormetis up around the middle seam. Have a shot to get it right back. He does clear him, and River Page now finds himself back in fourth. James Bomar going to be in fifth. Michael Cormetis is in third, and Jacob Wilkerson is in second. The top two have been glued to one another lap after lap. That time by, they were only 0.005 of a second apart on lap time. It was a 30.528 for your leader, and in second for Jacob Wilkerson, a 30.523. For these two drivers to be dead even lap after lap, it is incredible. And for over 100 laps of racing to have come down to these final few laps with such a close pace, that's something in itself. Phenomenal racing so far up in front. Aiden Walker leads it, but River Page now tries to get in the battle in his own right. The number 24 there in fourth as he works his way off the corner, has Michael Cormetis right in front, but not by much. The second pack is close as well. Take a look at this. It's going to be Bomar, then Jackson Carr, then Gavin Austin, and Josh Williams. Alex Anderson in 9th, and Mason Moriarty in 10th. Vincent Guecci runs with Casey Bentz right now, but looking back up front, River Page working the number 25 over. He's got that high line, and as it gets closer and closer to a pass, they're trying to run it a little further down low. James Bomar going to go for the same effect right now, and it looks like Jackson Carr does. Jackson gets a much better exit, and he'll go right down low. That's Jackson Carr looking for position number 5, and it looks like he will get it. Top 5 for Jackson Carr now, but it's all about the win. If you come home as a race winner in tonight's event, you win a total of $75, and that is all to your man up top. First place finish could be for the 93 of Aiden Walker if he just keeps it out there. Jacob Wilkerson in second, Michael Cormetis in third, and still 83 laps remain. We've seen how much has happened in the first 83 laps. Big spin, it could be, and it is. Multi-car wreck, Anderson, Bomar, Gavin Austin. The yellow flag flies with 83 laps to go, and just like that, we're back under yellow as the second pack erupts in a major, major way. Let's go back, instant replay on FTN, find out just what happened as the number 44 finds himself in the wall. So does James Bomar. Come through turns 1 and 2. It was the 44 of Austin who gets into the pavement of the apron, runs up to James Bomar. Bomar has nowhere to go. Bomar comes right back down and hooks Gavin Austin, and that will take them both, and it looks like it takes Alex Anderson. Anderson spins, and the 00 there, I think, got out the best. Josh Williams finds himself Oh, he finds himself spinning into the grass and he'll lose time, but I don't know if he gets much damage. Oh no, he gets hit after the wreck happens, and that loses him everything. What was a perfect escape for the number 00 now seems to be far from ideal. Instant replay on board with Josh Williams. That very, very narrow escape piqued my interest. Let's see how it was inside the cockpit. And he almost did that perfectly. Some contact with Anderson, and that's what sends him around. That was a really good attempt at making it out alive in that number 00. But then Bomar makes contact, and there's simply nothing more you can do at that rate. He finds himself in the wall and almost back up again, regardless. Josh Williams gets lucky for the most part, but the 00 now down on pit road as Alex Anderson leads the way. Nobody else on pit road except for, oh, Alexander Balderas wrecks under yellow for the third time. I can't believe this. Third time under yellow, Balderas has spun, and he's a more hazardous driver under the caution periods than under green. And we're going to have to take a look as Balderas spins under yellow for not once, not twice, but the third time, and he's alone once again. It simply seems like his ambition gets the best of him, and he slows down and wrecks. And backs it down, spins under yellow. Look at that, Balderas involved in his own incident for the third time. Thankfully, he's not driving like this under green, but it's been a pretty dicey performance under yellow. Perhaps the worst of any driver so far, even though he scored in third. Yellow flag, Alexander Balderas. He's been a bit more of a danger than anyone else under green, and that's his third wreck on his own. It's now Aiden Walker moving up there as Jacob Wilkerson gives a little bit of a shove there to Balderas. The leader in the 67 has himself a night as Aiden Walker now finds himself back in second. As we go back to the racing action next time by lap number 122 should be the point we go back to green. It is Alex Anderson up in front in the number 67 as they make their way through. Once again, it's the 93 in second, Jacob Wilkerson in third, and Ben Braxton Whitaker in fourth. 80 laps to go, and Alex Anderson now has 2 laps to green. It looks like it gets slightly extended due to some incidents under the yellow flag period. Jonathan Leisure now down on pit road, and it looks like Josh Williams and James Bomar still have to get back on the lead lap. We'll go green at number 123. And even though Alex Anderson has not ran up in front just yet under green, he certainly finds himself in a good position. Anderson, the former league owner of IORA and one of the biggest contenders week in, week out, finds himself in the lead of what could be IORA's biggest race. They have had several prize pools over the years. The IORA World Tour in Season 3 had a $50 prize that went out to Chase Schaefer. The overall championship last season was a $300 prize that went to Chase Schaefer. But tonight, for only 200 miles of racing, $75 are on the line. The biggest prize pool for an individual race in IORA's history and the second biggest overall. As a matter of fact, there was a prize for winning the IORA Formula 1 Championship when they had it, and was $25, I believe. Daniel Mosteller came home as the championship in that series. But tonight is bigger than all that. The prelude to season number 4 is here and now, and if these drivers and this group stays together, I'm sure it's going to be a great year. It's only May. We come back with IORA in September, and while we have still several months remaining, it seems like there's nothing left until the number 67 gets right back going. And leading it is Alex Anderson up in front. It's the 93 of Aiden Walker in second with Jacob Wilkerson in position number 3. Going to be River Page in fourth, Jackson Carr in fifth, and Mason Moriarty in sixth as Gavin Arston is in seventh and Michael Cormenis is in eighth. Your top 10 line back up again, and now we have 15 drivers of the 16 still racing on the lead lap. Jonathan Leisure 1 lap down, and 79 laps remain as the iRacing official pace car comes back down the stretch again. Take a look at this. It is the number 67 up in front with Aiden Walker in second, Jacob Wilkerson in third, and River Page in fourth. Here we go again. The pace car will let them rip one more time, and Anderson keeps it going in that number 67. 122 laps in, make it 123 when we head back to the green flag racing and take a look at this. The field, it is all stacked up, and for restart number 6, this one's Gonna be one of those that matters with less than 80 laps remaining. The crunch time could be in effect. We've gotten past halfway. Maybe it's time to start thinking long run to the checkered flag for every driver up in front, notably Alex Anderson. Green flag's out once again. Restart number 6 is now underway. Now the number 67 gets out in front in that Ford Mustang, leading the way. River Page shakes. Big wreck. Multiple wrecks, as a matter of fact. Yellow flag will fly once again. And a big wreck. The pack gets taken out. And no yellow flag has fallen just yet. They reorganize. And that was like 5 cars and they're spill wrecking. And there is still no checkered flag, of course, but no yellow flag until now. 78 to go and a big one for the pack. Instant replay. And as soon as the restart got going, we find ourselves under yellow. Let's take a look back, find out just what happened. And I'm trying to see what caused it first. It looks like Casey Benz gets into Josh Williams. Mason Moriarty gets into Michael Cormetis, and they both go around. Then Alexander Balderas goes down for the taking. Casey Benz, they both pound each other into the wall. And that is a huge, huge hit. Mason Moriarty goes sliding. Josh Williams there in the 13th spot. Casey Benz there, and I think Jonathan Leisure gets a piece of it as well. Big time kerfuffle, and now Balderas hit, Josh Williams down low, Mason Moriarty gets tapped on the side pod, and then it's Josh Williams who gets going with Casey Benz. Braxton Whitaker now back on the move, Michael Cormetis with some damage there as James Bomar finds himself there in ninth. Take a look at that, the big one flies in Charlotte once again, and it's the number 67 who leads. Not the rest of the field down. Seems like 5 or 6 guys stay there up in front. But the rest of the field will come down to pit road. Once again, 76 laps to go. James Bomar's in for Burnt Rubber Racing Warehouse. And it'll take quite a few down. Let's see who wins this race off pit road. As they all come down, and it's the number 20 machine who came in first. Let's see who makes it in. One man's going reverse on pit road. I'm not quite sure what's going on here. There's someone going in reverse on pit road. It's Will Shack. Now he gets it going once again. He'll be good to go back at it. And the winner off pit road will be not Will Shack, that's for certain. It is going to be the driver in that number 83 machine out, but James Bomar wins from Casey Benz off pit road. Rest of the field still going, but it was Will Shack going reverse under pit road conditions as the number 67 is the way. How about that? Just like this, the number 67 now has a multi-lap lead and he's able to hold on, and he might be able to take them down to the 70 lap to go mark. The big one happens once again, and we'll have our 7th yellow flag of the evening. And it has become almost a full nighttime sky from the FTN studios. We began at this at 6:45. It's 8:33 in the Eastern Coast. And now, with almost 2 hours of racing in the books, Alex Anderson finds himself in first with Aiden Walker there in second. It's Jacob Wilkerson third, River Page in fourth, and Jackson Carr in fifth. Then you see 6th, 7th, and 8th. It's Austin, Guecci, and Braxton Whitaker. Josh Williams holds on strong in 9th with James Bomar there in 10th. Will Shack holds his own in 11th as now it looks like Jonathan Leisure comes down to pit road for multiple more laps of damage. Not good for him. Casey Benz comes in for what looks to be an extra set, and he will try to abuse every inch of pit road here to make more and more happen for his cause. 2 laps to green. We'll go back green at lap number 129, it appears. So we'll have to wait quite a bit until we get to that point. The 67 of Alex Anderson leads the way from Aiden Walker in second, Jacob Wilkerson in third, and River Page in fourth. It's Jackson Carr there in position number 5, and then it'll be, of course, Gavin Austin in 6th and Vincent Guecci in 7th. Still a good majority of this field going strong. And there we have it as the field remains with Alex Anderson in first. As the 67 makes his way through, it is Aiden Walker there in second, Jacob Wilkerson in third, River Page in fourth, and Jackson Carr in fifth. Gavin Austin there in sixth, and Vincent Guecci in seventh. As Braxton Whitaker's now in eighth, and Josh Williams is in ninth. The top 10 is still single file here, and after multiple multi-car incidents, hopefully we don't see one under yellow. We've seen some shenanigans under yellow. Look who's at full pace. Alexander Balderas now going to back it down. We've seen him skid the tires a bit aggressive under this caution period before. And right now for the Adobe Creative Cloud Group, he will not. He'll be safe and will be able to go green without any interruptions. The green flag will fly next time by 1 lap to go. The iRacing official pace car now has Aiden Walker and Alex Anderson right behind it. It is Alex Anderson leading the way, Aiden Walker there in second, and $75 on the line with only 74 laps to go. If they can make it from here on out, they could be the winners at the end of one incredible race. It's been over 100 laps so far and over 150 miles. You got to get to the end of 300 if you want that overall prize and bonus. One driver left in this field will have an opportunity to come home $75 richer at the end of this race. Time will tell who it will be. Will it be your current leader of Alex Anderson, one of the dominators in Aiden Walker, or Jacob Wilkerson, or could a new driver rise up through the field? River Page has a good opportunity right now. He's very close as it is, and so is Vincent Guecci, Josh Williams. They're all in touching distance of this lead. If you're in the top 10, you still have a shot here in Charlotte, and nobody should think different. It all comes down to this checkered flag. Look at this moment. The 67 Alex Anderson, he'll have to come down to it very soon. Side by side, first and second, he'll take it down for restart number 7 here in America's home for racing. The green flag will fly once again, and it is going to be the number 67 of Alex Anderson leading them through for the 7th time under green to green tonight. And Anderson able to take it up in front with Jacob Wilkerson there in second. Now double foul for the second spot as they all get bunched out. Once again, Michael Cormanis holds it high on Will Shack. Gets that spot. He moves up into 11th here. Josh Williams going to be now in the 9th spot. And Williams makes it so fighting to get back in the single digits. He fades back into 10th here. There'll be 3 wide if Double W can get right in there. He gets close. No cigar that time by 73 to go. There's going to be a spin. Gavin Austin going to be involved big time with Vincent Guecci. They're sliding. Do they save it? They come up the track and it looks like they do. But Gavin Austin gets involved with then the number 28 of Jonathan Leisure. It was a dicey scenario there. Let's get an instant replay and get a clearer look at what just happen and take a look off our drone shot here. You might get a better explanation than what the TV cameras will show you. This is Gavin Austin, the number 44 machine. He runs it right up high into the wall, then bounces down low, and it's Netcone that gets him involved as the 09 machine keeps it going. He gets back on the power, then the 44 hits Jonathan Leisure, and that's a blunt impact. Nothing that can be done. Lap 130 and a huge hit there for Gavin Austin as the number 44 finds himself now way back in the field as Jacob Wilkerson finds himself now in the lead. This is still the replay, so we'll see how he gets that lead as he comes through corner number 4. It's Alex Anderson who had the lead, but the number 43 found the gap and he took it right down to the exit of the front stretch to turn number 1. The number 43 of Jacob Wilkerson now gets himself in the lead, and we'll send it back right back to the live feed. And your leading driver of Jacob Wilkerson is up in front. That's Gavin Austin, but the 43 machine now is River Page on him, and it's one of the fan favorites as well. You know, Jordan Parker's rooting for this kid all the way, and the 24 looks to be here to stay as they come off the corner. Once again, Aiden Walker right there with Alex Anderson. It's Jackson Carr now in 5th, and the 5th spot is occupied by the 83. He'll try to make sure he's not the man there, as River Page now is only 0.2 of a second away from the big win with 69 laps to go. It's been a nice comeback for the number 24 machine. He has not used his fast repair. As a matter of fact, your entire podium has not used a fast repair, so they can keep on racing no matter what. And as they come off the corner one more time, the number 43 machine still leads, but River Page is now hot on his heels, and if anything goes wrong up in front for the lead, it could be a switch up if River Page has something to say about it. Up high, River goes once again, and now the battle is fierce inside the middle of the pack once again. Braxton Whitaker now getting there with Casey Benz. Benz gets up into the 10th as Will Shack finds himself there in 12th. He'll go down to the inside line on the number 51 machine, and now Braxton Whitaker finds himself in the mix for the top dozen. They're both going to stay in it, but Mason Moriarty chasing them both down, and so is Alexander Balderas. Balderas, the last man on the lead lap, has fallen into some hard times, has wrecked under yellow more times than I can count, and has also been involved in a major incident alongside Vincent Guecci. So things have not turned out to be the best for him, but he's still pushing his weight around, as right in front they're still battling side by side. Will Shack right down low in the Mountain Dew number 35 machine, and now the 51 heads up the mountain with the banking, trying to get that run of momentum. Does it work? He'll get a bit of it that time by. Nothing more that he can take, though. It looks like the give and take will find him on the giving side as the 35 gets right through. Jacob Wilkerson 3 wide for the lead. Aiden Walker, River Page right there, and it's going to be Wilkerson who fends them out for now. How long can he keep holding on to this one? We'll find out as they go dicing it up once again. Page pushes them right into the corner, and the number 24 has found himself in a new race order. Aiden Walker getting so close that time by, lunged it in, and now River Page has the opportunity to do the same thing. Right down low, there's an opportunity to be taken, but is it? It looks like it is not. Nothing had come of it that time by, but as they come through once again, the number 24 machine has shown that he has the opportunities if he can make them. The number 24 from Maconi Setup Shop is set up quite well, and as they come through turns 3 and 4, nothing more to be said or done so long as it stays this way. The number 43 still leads, but River Page and Aiden Walker are both hot on his heels with Jackson Carr now in 4th. Michael Cormetis finds himself in the 5th position, and James Bomar's there in 6th, as Josh Williams, Alex Anderson, and Vincent Guecci keep themselves intact just inside the top 10. Single file, the top 10 remains right now. It is still undecided as Michael Cormetis has worked his way up into that top 5. It's Jackson Carr now in the 4th position. Aiden Walker there in 3rd. River Page in 2nd, and Jacob Wilkerson up in front. The first spot held with now only a total of 63 laps to go. Time is running out for each and every one of these drivers, and you don't want to miss the finish here. It is still just up ahead. The number 43 machine of Jacob Wilkerson leads with River Page in 2nd, and the rest of the field remains single file. Right behind him, though, it looks like it's going to be the 09 of Vincent Guecci, then Will Shack in 10th, Pacey Bentz in 11th on debut, with Braxton Whitaker there in 12th, and Mason Moriarty in 13th, and now it looks like Gavin Austin's the last man of the lead lap in 15th, as Alexander Balderas holds his own in 14th. Jonathan Leisure, 3 laps down, is still racing with only 2 retirees in Nicholas Ward and Jacques Carter. But that number 43 for Burnt Rubber Racing Warehouse has not burnt out his speed just yet. He still leads the way, and it looks like the number 24 has not been able to do all too much with it just yet. He's gotten close, but not close enough to make a position gain. However, this could be that chance as they come off of the corner once again. No mistakes made from the 43, and when that mistake is made, you'll be sure the number 24 will pounce on it. He has not had the shot to just yet, though. That's simply how good Jacob Wilkerson has been all night long. It is Jackson Carr there in the 4th spot. Michael Cormetis is in 5th, with James Bomar there in 6th, and Josh Williams in 7th. Up, down, and around the circuit they go. It is 61 laps remaining, and Jacob Wilkerson finds himself defining what it's like to have a dominating performance here in Charlotte. Each and every time around, it seems he has himself in the top 3, let alone the lead. Your pollsters have been able to convert each and every lap in this stint to a lead lap, and if he can keep it this way for just about 60 more laps, he could be the man who gets it done overall. But now in the back of this top 5 battle, Michael Cormetis makes his way in and now has an opportunity to dive it in on the number 83. Cormetis sees that River Page goes up high, and Page goes up to the high side for momentum once again, but River does not find any of the drivers replicating his form. And Michael Cormetis right there for position number 5 works his way through once again, methodically operating his number 25 Chevy Camaro with ease as he works his way right off the backstretch. It is Jackson Carr there in 4th, Aiden Walker in 3rd, and your top 5 guys are still all up for the taking. Each and every one of these guys still has an opportunity at getting this one done, and it's Jacob Wilkerson who leads the way. However, River Page is still within 2 tenths of a second. Time is running out for anyone to make it through. 58 laps remaining. It still is an awful lot for most of these guys, but it also means that there is still a time limit impending for each and every competitor as they work their way off. The top 5 are now in their own frame, last of which is Michael Cormenis. The rest of the field is now laying back. It's going to be James Bomar fighting side by side with Josh Williams. Williams gets the better of him, as now it is Will Shack making his way through on a tear compared to the rest of the field. Will Shack has suddenly become one of the fastest guys on the track, and the reason is he is on a new set of tire, and so is Michael Cormenis. Cormenis now going to make his way up in the battle for 4th. He comes up high on that numbered 83, and he's drilling these new tires into the ground. His damage will not deter him, and he finds himself just within that number 83. He's taking a faster pair, however. This damage will be permanent no matter how it goes from here. So if he can make it by the 83 any quicker, it will definitely be much, much better. That time by him, nothing more that he can do as he comes off the front stretch once again. 56 laps remaining with Jackson Carr there in 4th, Aiden Walker in 3rd, and River Page in 2nd. It is Jacob Wilkerson leads the way even still. Down the backstretch they go. 56 laps remaining, and it's Aiden Walker there in 3rd with Michael Cormenis now getting cleared for 4th, and this means another driver now in the championship picture for the victory. It's a championship if you get it done. A one-and-done race this is in the IORA Cup Series, and what a win it will be for each and every one of these guys if they can get it. River Page looking to get that lead though. Down low he goes, and now River has an opportunity to go for the taking and get that lead from the number 43. Side by side, they'll be running off the corner, and it looks like that number 24 has the opportunity. He shakes the leader and puts him in the wall. Now it's going to be Jacob Wilkerson in the wall, and Aiden Walker gets a 2-for-1 pass for the lead. My oh my, this is getting intense, and the scenes have turned rabid here in Charlotte as River Page has to put the bumper to the number 43 to make a move right by him. 147 laps in, and Wilkerson goes right back down low. He is not taking anything from River Page now. He knows that he just has to keep on driving to get right back in front of him. He was quicker before. It all depends, though, whether or not he can be quicker again. And River Page now going as hard as he can to get that lead. The 93 machine gets a big bump there, Aiden Walker does, and River tries to get it, and now it's going to be Wilkerson in the wall again. It's another incident for these two drivers to get involved with one another. The 43 finds himself tapped in the wall, and Jacob Wilkerson now fades back even further in that 3rd position. While he finds himself still in the podium, it is clear that car is beginning to fade in terms of its pace as Jackson Carr and Michael Cormenis continue to battle side by side. Wilkerson wants to get back in with the top 2. Simply can't be done right now with the pace in that number 43. Riding on board with that number 43 machine, it is Jacob Wilkerson looking on from his rear view. It's side by side for the 4th spot right now, and these two are pushing at wit's end to keep on battling. Michael Cormenis with new tire has been struggling due to his damage, and while Jacob Wilkerson has been, of course, involved with damage as well, it simply seems that Michael Cormenis cannot overcome what's happened to his number 25 as Jackson Carr holds on in the 4th position. It's Jacob Wilkerson there in 3rd, River Page in 2nd as Aiden Walker leads the way with 52 laps remaining here on the board. As it stands, every driver still going strong. The closest battle on the racing circuit now appears to be outside of the top 5. It's going to be James Bomar there with Josh Williams, and they're only about 1/10 of a second away from one another. And Bomar getting some ideas here. He pulls down about a half lane, but not able to make anything of a pass. They go inside of turns 3 and 4 once again. Bomar goes a bit higher to try to get a better run off of the exit. And out of corner number 4 here in Charlotte, USA. While there was a chance, it looks like it will not be taken, and James Bomar will have to continue waiting to get that pass done. Josh Williams stays now in 7th. Vincent Guetsch going to be in 6th. As the battle now for the 3rd spot is intense. It's Jackson Carr, River Page, and Jacob Wilkerson. Now it's the battle, in fact, for the 3rd position as Jacob Wilkerson is there with Aiden Walker. And now the Wilkerson machine up high. It's Jackson Carr right down low. And while they're letting Aiden Walker get away, Jacob Wilkerson wants to be here to stay. That can't be done if the 43 does lose his spot, and that he appears to do. Jackson Carr puts it anew and finds himself now in 2nd, 152 laps in. Aiden Walker, how about this? Now 5/10 of a second away from Jackson Carr for your lead, and Jacob finds himself now way out of the top spot, further out than he's been all race long. Not good at all for the man who's led this race and dominated this one, as a matter of fact. Finds himself out of the leading battle as the number 24 tags him, and they are going to go into each other once again. Up the track, Wilkerson goes with Page, and River gets the spot, and Jacob will not choose to retaliate on that move. It looks like the 43 machine has had enough, but he will not wreck anyone else and get involved, simply being the better driver in this scenario. Good to see that out of the man in that number 24, River Page. Certainly could have been much worse about it. Say what you will, but the driver in that number 24 machine, River Page, holds on strong as Jacob Wilkerson stays in fourth. Wilkerson going to be just outside of that podium position, holding on strong as Michael Cormetis is as well. And strength in just keeping your car on the circuit means an awful lot late in the going. 47 laps remaining, and with all this time slowly but surely fading away from the picture, you want to be closer and closer to the lead as it goes on. Side by side, they are not battling anymore as Michael Cormetis is there in fifth. It's going to be James Bomar now on the back bumper for seventh. Inside, outside, they all go through, and the number 20 machine now blinks from that spot, but James Bomar finds himself right outside from the 00, working their way off the backstretch once again. It is Williams holding on tightly with the Bomar machine. Will Shack there in ninth. Alex Anderson is in 10th with Casey Bentz in 11th. And Aiden Walker now is on a lap machine's back bumper. Almost thought that was the number 93. Fighting with the 83, but it is no use. It's going to be Jonathan Leisure running your leading man up high, and he's going to run Jackson Carr up there as well. Leisure put down one lap more on pace. He's now 4 laps down as is. The next man to be put 1 lap down will be Alexander Balderas. Balderas in the 95 machine finds himself in 15th. The last man on the lead lap. The 93 of Aiden Walker coming closer and closer to that position as River Page finds himself there in third. Jacob Wilkerson is in fourth, and Michael Cormetis is there in fifth. Vincent Guecci, position number 6, is right there in the running order with James now on Josh. James, it's going to be Josh and James. Josh Williams, James Bomar battling with 44 laps to go, and they have been the talk of this race in its later going. The closest battle on the track is these two, and you begin to question 32 laps in on this stint and 44 laps still remain. Will we see a green flag, a pit cycle, or is that going to be a thing of the past? How many yellows we've had, it could be too many to see that. However, if pit road does become active, I'm sure that 93 will be the first man to let us know. Out in front, Gus Guzzler, he has been, and he has been pushing himself all the way to wits end. It's been a push to the checker flag for the 93, and with only about 3/10 of a second to spare, any mistake could cost him $75. Undeniable that this is a big race for every driver in this top 5. Seems like it will come down to these two if the race goes green all the way. Jackson Carr gains 1/10 of a second that time by, and it continues to be a gaining situation for the 83. Losing a bit more, Aiden Walker is on that lead as River Page continues to go on there with Jacob Wilkerson. Wilkerson finds himself now in fourth, but he's back on that back bumper of the number 24. How about this? Slowly but surely, Jacob Wilkerson reels him back in as Jackson Carr, that time by, was quicker by about 1/10 of a second on the lap. It was a 31.313 for Aiden Walker, and Jackson Carr in the number 83 ran a 31.201. How's about we take a lap uninterrupted with the number 83 to see how it's like to close in on your leader after the end of what could be a 300-mile race for $75. Let's ride on board with the number 83 and hear the sounds and see the sights of how it is up in front of the field here in the Thank the Heroes 300. And at the line, once again, Jackson Carr still in striking distance, but that time through, actually was a bit of a loss for the number 83. Both of these drivers got by Alexander Balderas, as you saw on your frame, and now the number 83 has to make up a bit more time. Casey Bent's in trouble, and he'll be the first man down at pit road for your final competitive pit stop of the night. He will make his way in, and you know what that means? We will see a green flag cycle. After all, it's been a while since we even considered the possibility, but over 150 laps in, your one and only green flag cycle is here and now. Gavin Austin gets involved with another driver. That's Mason Moriarty. The yellow flag's out, and no, we won't see green flag stops. It was Gavin Austin and Mason Moriarty, and we've seen these two go at it once again, and it looks like Moriarty out of a front bumper. Let's take an instant replay of the matter and see what just happened as the yellow flag falls. Moriarty went down and in, and Gavin Austin was there on the track, and they went in to one another quite hard. Moriarty just gets into him there, so that's not even enough exposition of what just happened. Certainly, something led to that as Braxton Whitaker was not involved at all, and then he was. Let's take a look further back and find out what caused this scenario. Big time hit. The number 44 not involved, but Mason Moriarty absolutely was. He went down on his own accord, it appeared, and he tried to make it down a pit road, and it looks like he hung on to the throttle. Shades of Ken Schrader in 2007, just kept it on the loud pedal and hooks in to the 44 just like that. And I'm also going to be real with you here. I don't think the 44 was at fault unless something else happened in the running before. He did get involved with the 51, but Mason Moriarty kept his foot in and under that condition under the circumstances. Simply not the best thing to do in that scenario. As we go back live on FTN, 37 laps remaining. Aiden Walker out in front with Jackson Carr there in second and River Page in third. Jacob Wilkerson, position number 4. Vincent Guecci holds on tight in fifth. And now the entirety of the field comes down at pit road one more time to settle the score here in Charlotte. And as they all come down and in, your race off pit road will be the most intense one of the night. Bar any late race yellow, this should be the final time every driver comes down to pit road, no matter what. So this is what needs to be executed perfectly. No matter what happens, if you can't make this one work, you might as well be out of the race. How about this? Out of sight. Every driver is on pit road in the dead of night, but one man already on his way. That's going to be the driver of the number. It looks like, wow, Jackson Carr gets over the 9-3 of Aiden Walker. Then there's Jacob Wilkerson, River Page, Vincent Guecci, Michael Cormetis, Josh Williams, and Braxton Whitaker with Will Shack rounding out your top 10. How about that one? Big time. Who's on pit road? And Jackson Carr, this time by has the advantage, as close as these two have been all race long. Now it seems like the 83 might have the edge, and track position seems to be what matters. How about that? The driver of the number 83 machine, Jackson Carr, now is your leader with 36 laps remaining and with $75 on the line. That could have been the money stop that got him every single ounce of the victory. Take what you can get. If you're the 83, that pit stop's exactly what he needed, and the miracle for the number 83 machine has come in the form of a last second pit stop. Incredible maneuver there for the number 83 of Jackson Carr as he comes down and in one more time. Before we go green, it will be a total of 34 laps left until the race comes to its conclusion when we head back green. It's going to be now, as a matter of fact, 2 laps to go. But we'll have a bit more time under yellow to rock this one out. It has been a phenomenal race so far, and it has been all about the non-stop action. Even under yellow, we have seen some intense moments, no matter how you slice it. Now, Alexander Balderas down on pit road. Jonathan Leisure getting his time and his laps back, as Alexander Balderas down pit road once again for about 2 minutes already. We'll see how long he waits on there as we come through turns 2 once again, 1 and 2. As they come down the backstretch, the number 83 machine finds himself out in front, and Leisure now looks to get one more lap back. James Bomar does as well as he slowly creeps in. Bomar stays with a pack. Jonathan Leisure now will be on the lead lap, and the 83 of Jackson Carr holds on right beside Aiden Walker there in second. It's going to be Jacob Wilkerson, position number 3, with River Page there in fourth, and Michael Cormetis now right behind Guecci in fifth as they trade the place back and 4th. And for those who have stuck around all throughout this race, we thank you dearly. It's just getting started, and certainly has been one of the most intense races in IORA's history. $75 on the line, and it all comes down to this finish. 33 laps to go, and we go back green. It's going to be a sprint to the end after a long haul to get to this point, and all bets are off. It could be a win for one, it could be a win for another. This is it. And the number 83 machine of Jackson Carr has to go and show that he's got the top car in this order. With 34 laps left, very little time, but still a lot on the line. So if you want to win this one, you got to keep it sharp. And everyone now with a new set of tires means that the advantage on strategy is all but none. If you're up in that front row, it's just about dead even. That front row has the exact same set. Track position might be the only thing that separates the guys like Jackson Carr to the guys like Will Shack and Gavin Austin. Green flag will fly this time through, and it's going to be Jackson Carr leading from Aiden Walker with Jacob Wilkerson there in 3rd. And to see a patriotic car stays out in front, red, white, and blue all over as we celebrate Memorial Day here on FTN. The Thank the Heroes 300 presented by Fisher Studios will all come down to this. And Jackson Carr looking to get it through for what will be your 8th restart of the night here in the Thank the Heroes 300. This one here in Charlotte has been phenomenal, and it will all come down to every last lap. $75 to win. You saw that right in the title of this stream. Every dollar going to your winner, no matter how they get this win. We're going to see some aggression, see some intensity, and some passion as the 8th restart of the night comes out this time through, led by Jackson Carr, and shortly thereafter to follow him, it's going to be Aiden Walker. Jackson Carr has that advantage over Aiden Walker right now with Jacob Wilkerson there in 3rd. They're going to be spinning. River Page going to go right around into multiple drivers. Now it looks like a multiple car save. They keep it straight. An unbelievable turn of events. River Page gets off the back bumper in the front pack, and nobody else goes around. Instant replay on a phenomenal save from the field, and we'll see who gets tapped on that back bumper to cause that incident. River Page in our number 24 comes out the worst of everyone here. And we will find out why. River Page in the 24, down and around, and it looks like off the quarter panel of Michael Cormetis. He was loose, and the 24 got finished off. Guecci able to save it, and so does Wilkerson. They all keep it going. Phenomenal save by every driver in this field. And just like that, it is Jackson Carr and Aiden Walker out in front as we send it back to your live feed on FTN. Now, only 31 laps to go. That's River Page, and it is now Jackson Carr, the man of the hour, up in front with 31 laps remaining. He'll be coming off of the backstretch very soon, and in due time, another battle will begin. It's Aiden Walker right in front, but Alex Anderson duels with Gavin Austin as the number 44 goes up high. It's the 67 looking alive for that top spot. Coming off of the corner, off the bend, Gavin Austin in his Dodge Mopar has to depend on the room he's given, but he's not given all too much. 13 likes on the stream already and 969 subscribers. What a nice count to be at. If you'd enjoyed the action so far, be sure to leave a like on the stream and subscribe. Your support is dearly appreciated each and every week. Side by side, though, these two would appreciate to lay off one another, but with 30 to go, you can't do that. There's simply too much on the line. Now, Jackson Carr leads him back once again, and Jackson Carr looking for the biggest win of his iRacing career. Now, 30 laps remain for the man in that number 83, and he finds himself very close to the front of the field. Jackson Carr there in first with Aiden Walker in second, and now Michael Cormetis there in third as Gavin Austin gets to the wall that time by who keep on driving, but not without some damage even more to compound on the night that he has had so far. Alexander Balderas 7 laps down alongside Nicholas Ward and Jacques Carter leave us with a total of 15 drivers remaining. River Page, the last of which 15 seconds down. He'll need a miracle in the form of a yellow flag at the moment as Jackson Carr sees Michael Cormetis now squeak his way up into third. And now Michael Cormetis Thunder looking to get up there as there's only 2 more in front to get that lead. It is, of course, those 2 have been very fast all night long. Jackson Carr leading the way with only 28 laps left, and then Aiden Walker with a total of himself very many laps led as well. 28 laps left for each and every one of them. They've been dominating, but now it could be a newcomer up through the field as Michael Cormetis goes up high once again. And he has an opportunity to get this win once more. Take a look at this. Third spot held by Cormetis. Off the back bumper they go. Once again, slicing and dicing. The battle has been fierce, but it is far from over. As they come off a corner number 4, once again, it's going to be another man leading another lap. Jackson Carr has it out in front over the rest of the field, even still, and they work their way through without any hesitation. 27, make it 26 laps to go. Jacob Wilkerson right down low, and 175 laps in out of 200, a 300-mile race. Coming down to this, Mason Moriarty rides the wall that time by to battle with Josh Williams. And now Gavin Austin right there with James Bomar. Side by side, they take it through. And still room for the 2 of them as they come off the corner. Gavin Austin down low. He's in 6th right now. And while Austin has had a phenomenal race, he is still not in that leading spot. Side by side for lead now. It's going to be side by side indeed. Aiden Walker goes down low. And it's going to be Jackson Carr there in 2nd. Take a look at this. He's going to be right down low. Aiden Walker has that leading spot, but only just as the number 83 keeps it honest. Down low, but Michael Cormetis chases them down both. Take a look on board with the 25s. They battle through and through. And Michael Cormetis now in the thick of this one. And he is getting oh so close to getting that top spot. That time by though stays in the 3rd position. Up, down, and around. Michael Cormetis pushes Jackson Carr now. And Luke is in the middle of it as well. Jacob Wilkerson as Michael Cormetis makes the dive in. This is the race of his life as well, and he knows it. With 24 laps to go, he makes his move to get into 2nd. Aiden Walker gets a bit of an advantage though. Danny Moore have a shot to get it done. We'll see who tries to complete it as with 23 to go in 1 lap's time. Let's send it back to the best cameras on iRacing. Crank it up with all the intensity and all the stakes. $75 on the best cameras on iRacing. We'll crank it up with only 22 laps to go. Track Cam for Gourmet and TrackCams22.com bringing to you FTN's Crank It Up for the night here in the Thank the Heroes 300. The best cameras on iRacing with 22 to go. Ready to crank it up here and now. Let's get it cranked up with 22 to go, courtesy of TrackCams22.com. laps to go. Time is running out for Aiden Walker as Michael Cormenes now finds himself 1/10 of a second away from the lead. It's gotten oh so close each and every lap around. These guys are getting tighter and tighter to the front spot on the field, and now Mikey finds himself oh so close to the victory. We've seen these two go at it before in the Cup Series, and we know that a bumper will be laid. Yellow flag's out, and it is for Jacob Wilkerson. He gets spun around many times over, and that will bring us down to a final sprint for the win. Let's find out just what happened live on FTN. The instant replay flies, and it is for Jacob Wilkerson. It looks like once again, River Page caught up in the act. Page going to be right there with the 43 machine as they come up the wall. Once again, Page is in the wall, and it looks like he'll come down into Wilkerson almost, and then Wilkerson comes back up and they hook each other big time. The 43 goes spinning, and he gets caught up with River Page once again. That might be the winning opportunity. Wilkerson has already used his pit stop and his fast repair, so he is in a very troublesome time. That number 43 dominant oh so early, but now in big trouble. Winning shot out the window for River Page. He still has a fast repair. He will practically go unpunished. The strategy plays out in his favor there, and he will be good to go from then on out. As they come down to pit road for the final time, this one seems to be all but certain. They all come down for one final shot down and into pit road with 17 laps to go. This is the sprint to the checkered flag y'all have been waiting for. Aiden Walker's in, and so is the rest of the field. The money stopped here and now. Who will get it done? We'll find out. As they come down to pit road, this time by, it's all silent as they all wait to get out of their stall. 4 tires, maybe no fuel, maybe some fuel. As they off of pit road, it's going to be the man who wins it, the number 83 of, well, who else but Jackson Carr wins from Michael Cormenes. Jackson Carr is going to be right there with him. Alex Anderson, Gavin Austin, Vincent Guecci, Mason Moriarty, and then Josh Williams with Will Shack, Casey Benz, Braxton Whitaker, Jonathan Leisure, and finally, River Page. They all come out and off as the number 83 machine of Jackson Carr leads the way off the field on pit road. Michael Cormenes going to be there with third, and then Aiden Walker there in second. 16 laps to go. It will be less than 15 when we come back green, and now the racing ordeal comes down to its final moment. 16 laps remaining here in Charlotte, and just like that, time has ran out for each and every one of these drivers. You gotta make it from here on out, no matter how you slice it, and the number 20 machine of James Bomar only has a new set of tires to rely on if he wants to battle the best of the best. He's not been up there on pace all night long. However, might have a shot in terms of his strategy. It's a good one. See whether or not it plays out very well. 15 laps to go. This time by here in Charlotte, and the America's home for racing now finds itself in a dicey situation. And now 2 laps remain before we go back under green, and just like that, Alexander Valeris is now 21 laps down. With that being said, how about we try to get an interview with someone who is down and out of this race and see what they think about how the remainder of this one will go. It's the number 020 machine out in front, and we're going to try to fill some time here and see what is going on and get a driver who has run in this race to analyze the situation from here on out. It is the 95 machine of Alexander Balderas down and out from this race in winning contention, but still in the voice chat here. So when it comes down to it, 15 to go. What do you think is going to happen from here on out?
I'm judging off of, what everyone's saying. I think we're going to have a couple more cautions. There's a lot of beef on the racetrack. I know I have beef with people that I need to sort out, and be on the track or off the track. Little yet, words are going to be said, actions are going to be done. Pretty pissed. I qualified 4th, had a lot of pace. I dropped back a little bit after getting wrecked a couple times, but even then, I still got wrecked from being in the back. But good job for the guys for cleaning up this league. Now there's a lot more care and thought behind penalties and stuff, so the rebrand and everything that's going on is really good. I appreciate all the admins, Mason, Anderson, and all those guys working real hard, and you too, David. But just some people will never change, and obviously there's people I need to deal with myself, maybe on the track or off the track. But really sad. We had maybe not a winning car, but we definitely had a top 5 car, and now it's sitting junked on pit road because of some people. So obviously a little pissed, but overall the race was pretty good.
And with that being said, 1 lap to green this time by, so any final predictions before we get going?
I know some people might be looking to go after some others. River has to serve a 3-lap hold, which is why he's down pit road. But I'm expecting a lot more beef, and I don't think we're gonna have. I think we're gonna have some good hard racing.
And there we have it. Alexander Balderas in the voice chat here, and since it doesn't look like you'll be able to win this one, who do you think is going to get it done?
Well, Wilkerson looks pretty fast, but he's obviously 2 laps down. He was fast. Looking at the standings right now, I know Bomar is probably gonna race really hard. Mikey was really fast, and out of an overall pick, might be a shot in the dark. I think Anderson might have a chance too.
And there we have it. Predictions for the man in the 95 machine for Adobe Creative Cloud did not work out all too well. Not on Cloud 9 tonight. Alexander Balderas, nonetheless, thank you for your time.
Thank you, David, and hope all goes well.
And there we have it. Balderas going to be back on his way in that 95 machine as we keep things moving. It's going to be 13 laps to go. And mad dash making a baker's dozen here in the IORA. Thank the Heroes 300. And a lot's changing behind the scenes indeed. And tonight is a first step in the right direction for some high octane racing. Hope y'all have enjoyed this one. We are just getting started to find out who gets it done. Bomar to lead it. And we'll go back under green with only a total of now 13 laps to go. Green flags back out once again. And just like that, River Page out of pit road after his 3-lap hold. Michael Cormenes goes right down low, and the wrecking again going to be Vince Guecci. Multiple cars involved, and Casey Bentz right there. Yellow flag flies once again. Casey Bentz disposed of, and it looks like Vince Guecci went around. Yellow flag will fly one more time. I believe this is for the 10th time now here in Charlotte. And just like that, we're back in yellow. Let's find out just what happened. And right now, Casey Bentz side by side there with the number 51 machine. It was Vince Guecci who went around sliding first in the wall, then into the 00, and then Casey Bentz found himself caught loose. No room for both of them, and they all found themselves down to the bottom. And the number 36 finds himself out of sorts. Still is a fast repair here. He has raced very well and kept that for him. However, loses a lot of position. And just like that, Casey Bentz finds himself. Now it's going to be Braxton Whitaker spun under yellow. And that was not because of Casey Bentz. That happened on his own accord. I believe that's the case. Bentz did not get into him, but he spun nonetheless. So another instant replay, and just like that, we're playing cat and mouse here with our replay system. He was there right behind Josh Williams, and it looks like something cut loose on that number 51, and he went down and around. Nobody around him at that point. It's similar to what happened with Balderas quite a few times already, but yeah, he just lost it. He shifted it out of gear, and that's what happened. Big time spin. He still has a faster pair, and he still had damage to begin with. So maybe he'll just deal with it once again. Back to live feed, and now only 11 laps to go. The number 020 machine of James Bomar's out there in front with Aiden Walker in second and Michael Cormenes there in third. How about that? Yet another incident. Just like that, find ourselves under yellow for the 10th time on the night. There we have it. It is James Bomar still out in front, getting bailed out just a bit, and we have 3 overtime attempts at the very minimum here in IORA to use. So with that being said, we will see this race perhaps go over the 300-mile mark if these guys get a bit too intense at the end of the day. We've seen it happen time and time again before in this league. It would not be out of the question. Whether or not it will happen, though, we'll find out as they come down and in once again through the backstretch into turns 1 and 2. It is going to be the number 20 of James Bomar, followed by the 93 of Aiden Walker. Top 2 guys remain the same. The rest of the field, it's shifting up and shifting down, but I would not take that number 93 out of the picture. Same for the 25. It looks like right now your best 3 cars are Jackson Carr, Michael Cormenes, and Aiden Walker. I think any of those guys have a great shot to get this win, and the way things have gone, they're still up there, and they still have the position to make it count. Coming through to make it 10 laps to go in this event. It's 1 lap to green, and we'll have a 9-lap dash to finish this one off at the very most. Who knows, though, it could come down to even more time. The way it's gone, it simply seems like these drivers cannot resist getting involved in some incidents. Down low, James Bomar is. It's Aiden Walker in second, Michael Cormenes in third, and Alex Anderson in position number 4. And James Bomar, your leader, blinks there just a moment, thankfully able to keep it going. Internet issues have been sparse for these drivers all night long, and that has kept them in the playing field. So now, down the backstretch, any final thoughts? They'll have to have them now before the race gets on its way. Backstretch, it is all occupied, and they'll just have to keep on digging until the checkered flag flies. 191 laps in, you've been watching live on FTN. The Thank the Heroes 300 presented by Fisher Studios has been a fun one so far, but your winner will be decided and the $75 prize will be as well. Stay tuned, it's not yet over. And now the iRacing official pace car ready to drop down and drop in on the field. It's going to be Bomar up in front with Aiden Walker there in second, Michael Cormenes in third, and then Jackson Carr in fourth. Make it restart number 10 with 10 laps to go here in the IORA Cup Series. It's going to be the Thank the Heroes 300 to kick off the Mid-May Classics for this league. Green flags out. Restart number 10 is back underway. And 9 laps to go. The engines are roaring here in Charlotte, and they are roaring big. Down the backstretch, it's going to be James Bomar up in front right there. Going to be with them. Going to be Aiden Walker. Double file 2 lanes deep. Jackson Carr cuts it down low, cuts it deep. Once again, looking for that top spot. He gets close. No cigar, however, and he'll keep the sub occupied up in front. Take a look down low. Michael Cormenes right there for the taking, trying to take that spot once again away. No shot that time by. He'll stay down low. 8 laps to go. And now Gavin Austin tries to make himself deep. 3 wide. They'll be for just a moment there with Jackson Carr, Alex Anderson, and that number 44. Take a look at this. Double file, oh so many rows deep, and your leaders stay the same. James Bomar right down low. It's going to be Aiden Walker still up high, and 4 drivers still with a very good shot, as now going to be door banging Carr and Cormenes off of the corner. Up and down, they are all around, and now the 25 machine finds himself a little further behind on Jackson Carr as he works his way in. He's been more of a long run machine, but now with everyone oh so close, you just got to keep on pushing no matter what. 7 to go, 1 man on the wall. Mason Moriarty, no yellow flag coming out as a result. Now Aiden Walker has that lead, and James Bomar is fading away. Jackson Carr down low, got it over that number 25 machine, and Michael Cormenes will now have to have his work cut out for him if he wants to take home the checkered flag. Out young corner number 4 into the first again. 6 laps to go for Aiden Walker. Out in front now, Jackson Carr there in second. The 83 machine right there for the run-up. Cars in the wall. So it's going to be Michael Cormenes down around, multiple car incident, and we will head to overtime. Michael Cormenes, Josh Williams, and oh so many go around, and just like that, the 25 is the Cinderella story. Fade away, instant replay, a big-time wreck, and we'll head to a green-white checker to decide this race. And the 25 machine there fighting for his life in the top 3 was trying oh so hard to make this one happen, and he got on the apron, got into the 20, and a big time hit comes down, hits Josh Williams, and Jonathan Leisure avoids it, but the 00 gets involved as well. A big time hit for Cormenes, a big time hit for Josh Williams, and James Bomar down and out just like that has already disconnected from the session. 196 laps in, and Mason Moriarty scored as a leader, but now Aiden Walker has that top spot, and just like that, your leading complexion has changed, and the fan favorite finds himself down and out. Gamer Boy in the chat, and that's a heartbreaker. The number 25 now down and into pit road, and all the effort, all the time, and almost 300 miles deep. The number 25 involved with James Bomar, and that will be your 11th yellow of this event. Yellow flag flies for Aiden Walker as the leader, as Michael Cormenes and James Bomar tag one another. $75 on the line, and we have seen some feisty racing. Gavin Austin looking for an interview right now. He's in third. Why not? We'd love to have him up aboard. Green, white, checkered in session very soon. And as it stands, the number 44 machine finds itself in the podium. Gavin Austin right now holding strong in the 3rd spot. Very little time remaining to get this one done. How do you feel up in front?
You know, I feel good. Me, Jackson, and Aiden are working together, so I think we have a good chance, and so is Vinny behind me. So pretty much we just got to work about Mason and Alex. to not get past us, and we're fine if any of us wins. But I don't know, it's been a fun race. I've actually kind of enjoyed it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for the people who are hosting it, and God bless the USA, and thank you, our troops.
And there we have it. It looks like Gavin Austin will get on our way, so thank you for your time already. And Gavin Austin going to be moved. How about that? Short and sweet. The 44 knows what he's got to do now. Just keep on chugging. A 3-lap finish from here on out. Aiden Walker to get this one done in the 93. Just has to hold on for now. 5.5 miles, 4.5 miles now as they come down. The iRacing pace car makes its way in. It's all down to the drivers that remain here in the Thank the Heroes 300. 3 laps to go. 11th restart. We're back on our way here in America's home for racing. Spits him 3 wide already. That's a very aggressive move with so little time remaining. $75. The mindset is setting in. Gavin Austin now in the second spot. It is a frenzy here down the back. River Page takes him 3 wide for third. And does it stick? We'll find out. River driving the final run of his life. The 24 right down low finds himself in the middle of a 3 wide equation. Gavin Austin does. And they're door banging with now 2 laps remaining. It's Jackson Carr, Aiden Walker out in front. They have it made if they can just keep that gap. It's Aiden who's had it made for about 50-odd laps, and now the rest of the field fading big time back. Aiden Walker now fades further out of view. Alex Anderson in the wall keeps on fighting. Aiden Walker, 1 more lap to go, finds himself in the lead. It's going to be $75 if he holds on for just 1 more lap, and the white flag flies. 1 man down around. This is it, the last lap in the Thank the Heroes 300, and it all comes down to 4 final turns. Aiden Walker out in front. That number 93, James Thurston, way out of frame. He's not in this race, but Jackson Carr now has the final opportunity. Running down the backstretch, the 93 machine has 2 more turns to navigate. Will Jackson Carr send it? Yes, he does. Down low, down deep, but at the end of the day, $75 will come home to 1 man, and that man will be Aiden Walker after 300 miles of attrition in IORA's longest race. Aiden Walker wins the Thank the Heroes 300 and wins the all-time highest single race prize of any IORA race, $75, and a hard-fought victory for the 93 for Norfolk Southern. Aiden Walker wins the Thank the Heroes 300. What a victory for the number 93. And he walked away at the end of the day when it mattered the most. The number 93, Aiden Walker, wins the Thank the Heroes 300, and along the way will come a $75 bonus. What a way to win it here in Charlotte, as the number 93 wins over Jackson Carr by 0.3 of a second. River Page comes home in third with Mason Moriarty in the 4th spot, and Alex Anderson makes it in to round out your top 5. Position number 6 going to be Vincent Guecci as Braxton Whitaker comes home in 7th, and Casey Bentz on debut, a respectable position. Number 8, Will Shack going to come home in 9th with Josh Williams 20 seconds down in 10th as Gavin Austin comes home in 11th, and Jonathan Leisure comes home in 12th. Michael Cormenes 13th with James Bomar 6th, and the retirees go as follows. Alexander Balderas going to be 16th. Nicholas Ward going to be 17th. Jacob Wilkerson up there in 15th as Jacques Carter rounds out the field in position number 18th. And now the number 93 begins to burn down the house as he comes up to the front stretch. The checkered flag has waved, and Aiden Walker looking forward to burning it down. And Walker slowly but surely working his way right back up to the flag stand to put on a show. And Aiden Walker seeing Alexander Baleros crawl out of pit road, getting into formation, and it looks like a celebration to remember. Aiden Walker holds his head up high and comes home in position number 1. Every driver beating and banging at the end of the day. Only one man comes home the winner, and now the 93 puts a beat onto that Gavin Austin. Every driver here celebrating and pushing each other. This one well deserved for the number 93. And as it stands, Aiden Walker still burning it all down, and he's celebrating this one to no end, a $75 win. How about that? The 93 machine comes home on top. What a win it was for the Norfolk Southern machine. How about it indeed? $75 after 300 miles of racing. And he goes to the Legends over to celebrate this one. My, oh my. What a celebration that was. And the 93 of Aiden Walker gets it done here in Charlotte. And he has no other competition on that final run, simply able to walk away from the field. And as we get your footage of that final run, it is the 93 machine to come home with a $75 bonus at the end of the night, winning the Thank the Heroes 300. Aiden Walker, you come home on top here in Charlotte. How do you feel after this one?
Well, the money is going to my race entry fee tomorrow at Kingsport Speedway. If you go to the Cartway, you can come watch me. Yeah, after starting pretty much dead last, I think that was a really good race for us. Yeah, just happy to get a pretty good win here. Was really hoping that I wouldn't get loose out turn 2 on that final restart, because with how this car is, it gets pretty loose on the exit of, now I'm forgetting the corner, turn 2. And kind of turn 4, not as much, because the car's already set down to the ground. So, yeah.
Well, either way, able to manage the trickery of this next-gen machine better than anyone else, and coming home on top quite well. That final restart, it seemed to be all yours there. What was the thought process coming into it?
I was just hoping I wouldn't get ran over on the start by Gavin, which luckily it didn't happen. Besides that, I was just hoping they would race each other over there, because the more they race each other, of course, it's going to be harder for them to get to me. And, well, they did. And they crashed. Luckily, we didn't get another caution, because that probably would have messed me over. Yeah, I'm just happy how this race went. It was relatively clean for most of it. I mean, yeah, you had a few moments where some drivers would race a little too far on the aggressive side. Not gonna call any names out, but I'm pretty sure you would know who. So,
Well, with that being said, in IORA's biggest special event of the year, Aiden Walker, you come home on top of the field. So Season 4 coming up soon. How do you think this is going to come over? Because this is the first big race after Season 3.
well, one problem is I'm racing down in Atlanta for Thursday Thunder. So it's kind of gonna be impossible for me to run these races for this next season, and I don't think it's really worth it for me to run, especially with how just didn't really have that much fun last season. But I mean, this race was pretty good. Just had a few moments that still can be adjusted on, but it was pretty good. I just don't know if I'll be able to run the next race or the season. So.
Well, with all being said and done, even if this is your only start of the rest of the year, Aiden Walker, you made the splash and got the win in the biggest race so far in IORA's history, winning the Thank the Heroes 300. Any final thoughts? Anyone else you'd like to thank?
Even though they're not a real sponsor to me, Norfolk Southern and 213 somewhere. I don't really have me as sponsors besides that, so if you want to sponsor me, give me a message.
Well, there we have it. Aiden Walker coming home on top here in Charlotte, winning the Thank the Heroes 300 presented by Fisher
Oh,
Studios.
wait. I have another thing. I also have to thank Blue Line Tennessee. Even though they're not on the car, they're on my Legend car too, and same with Colorado Motor Company. They're also on my car. Gotta thank them too.
And there we have it. I guess that's going to conclude it. A big win in a big way. Aiden Walker wins here in Charlotte. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And there we have it. It's going to be Aiden Walker who gets it done. And the second spot, oh so close all night long. The number 83 of Jackson Carr holding on for a runner-up spot here in Charlotte. IORA's longest race. How do you feel after this one?
Wish we didn't have so many cautions. I'm only really fast on the long run, so I knew when it was going to be a short stint there at the end, I was going to fall. So I didn't get the greatest start. I started in first gear when I've been starting in second gear basically forever at Charlotte. So just happy to get P2, get an interview. They wrecked behind me so many times, so I'm grateful for that at least. So, if I'm going to beat it, at least it was to Walker. He raced me clean all race, so I didn't want to do him dirty and race him too dirty there. If I got the chance to win, I would have took it, but just couldn't get it done.
And a fierce battle between you and the 93 for the second half of this race. All of it a contending battle all night long between you two. So what was that kept you two apart from the rest of the field?
We laid off the pack and we saved our tires. Magical. I know. What a mystery. So that's what we did. Every time they were racing hard, we'd back off, save tires, and then we'd pass them 15, 20 laps later. So that our lines were way different as well. So I was a lot faster long run than he was. Just another caution came out, and unfortunately, short run we just weren't there. I've never been there at Charlotte short run.
Regardless of that short run pace, you still came home with a good finish here in the race second spot. And Season 4 of IORA coming up a few months away, admittedly, pretty far through, but we still have some special events planned along the way. What to expect to see out of you for the rest of the year here in this league?
We'll see. Thursday nights is usually I'm pretty open, so if the races are a good track, good car, good group, then I'll show up. I think that's what I plan on doing.
And there we have it, a good run here for Jackson Carr in the longest race in IORA history, second here in Charlotte. Any final thoughts? Anyone else you'd like to thank?
You for the broadcast, Burnt Rubber Racing for everything they do, my dad for this $112 PC, good graphics, running about 120 frames the whole time, and receptive sound for hooking me up.
And there we got it, Jackson Carr coming home second in the Thank the Heroes 300. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you.
And there we have it. Jackson Carr going to be back on his way in a position number 3. River Page comes home to round out your podium. River Page in that podium spot, third place here after a long night at Charlotte. How do you feel after this one? And River Page looking for a copy. Third place here in the Thank the Heroes 300. We got a word? And it looks like that we do not. We'll send River Page back on his way. Third place for River Page. And we got a request from Will Shack for an interview. So we're going to ask him what's going on. Will Shack, River Page was not available, but 9th place on the night here in the hard-fought battle. The Mountain Dew Machine comes home inside the top 10. How do you feel after this one?
That was an awesome change in pace for all of IORA. That was one of the best races on iRacing I've ever been a part of. That was so much fun in these cars at this track with everyone here. I just got to thank everyone in this league for making this happen.
It looks like a good first step here after Season 3. Been phenomenal racing all night long. So how was it for you in specific managing these 200 laps?
It was a bit difficult at first because it's been ages since I've ran this car at this track, but I was able to get back into things quickly, and I felt if I had some bit more time to adapt, I could have put off a better finish, but I'm happy to have pulled off a top 10 for TR Esports' first race in IORA.
And a great way to kick this one off. Now, of course, the first race for your team here in IORA, but as it stands, we've got a few more events planned before the season begins in September. Do we expect to see you there?
Oh, of course. I'd love to try and make all these events.
Well,
I'd love
that
to try
is
and-
great to hear. And of course, season 4 coming up there. What's the game plan? With, of course, a great run in mind here.
I'm just gonna try and stay consistent throughout there. Hopefully, I can make all the races, and I feel like this year I could have a decent shot at the championship.
And there we have it. Will Shack with high hopes after a great run here in Charlotte in the Thank the Heroes 300. Any final thoughts? Anyone else you'd like to thank?
Well, I'd like to thank my team, which and everyone who helped me here, but also I'd like to thank everyone in the league for supporting this and making this all happen. And I'd like to thank you for taking the time to interview me tonight.
And there we have it. Will Shack going to be on the way here. 9th place finish in the Thank the Heroes 300 presented by Fisher Studios. Thank you for your time.
Yep, no problem.
And there we have it. Will Shack going to be back on his way. And that's about going to wrap us up here in Charlotte. There we have it. America's home for racing. And it all comes down to a big-time win for the 93 machine of Aiden Walker. What a way to win it, walking this one off in style. We got to thank y'all for your support all night long as we conclude tonight's broadcast. A great crowd and a great field as IORA kicks off its preseason festivities for season number 4. I've been your host tonight, David Kreutz. I thank y'all dearly for stopping by. And if you have enjoyed the action, be sure to join our Discord in the description below and, of course, on the QR code on our screen. Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all indeed for the support. And we hope to see you back whenever we're live once again on FTN. From our studios to your homes, thank y'all for watching. We hope to see you whenever we're back live on FTN once more. Been a great time here in Charlotte. We'll go on to whatever's next. And again, live on FTN.